If I don't get perfect seeds, you don't. Actually, my seed is pretty perfect.
God damn it.
Hi everyone, this is Kirby. Welcome to the Real Gamescore podcast. This week I'm joined by Matt.
Howdy.
And Cameron.
Hello.
Here at Real Gamescore, we like to discuss all things Xbox, achievements, and where you served during the pre-order wars. This week we talk about Amazon Quick Maths, being up our own arts, and the still iconic Xbox Series Sonic. But first, here's the song of the week.
I have the name and the score of an achievement that is criminally vulgar. I have the name and score. Wished I'd been more particular. You shut your mouth, how can you say I'm playing games the wrong way? I like scoring and I like to have fun, just like everybody else does.
Man.
Alright. So it rings a bell.
Yeah.
It rings several bells, actually, but
I bet I don't know it, but I feel like I do. Apparently it's not working for Cameron. Did you try pressing play? Did you try downloading it since it didn't work for you? I can't even hear him now.
I can't hear him. I don't know what he's done. Cameron, can you hear us?
Yeah, now I can. I don't know why.
Okay.
Discord probably switched your audio devices.
Yeah.
Are your audio devices in Discord set up properly? So settings,
anyway.
voice and video. Yeah.
Did you hear the song?
No, I did not hear any of it.
Alright, Cameroon.
I've tried changing the settings like 3 times. It just keeps on.
Alright, so we're just going to say that you don't know.
Alright, Cameron doesn't know. I would guess Cameron wouldn't have known that song anyway.
I have a feeling.
Yeah.
Is it anything before the year 2000?
Almost certainly.
Okay,
Probably.
yeah, I've got no idea.
I'm looking at it because I'm not going to say it, but I'm going to look at it because I'm a cheater McCheater face.
Yeah, that sounds about
I'm
right.
going to do the same
Oh,
thing.
yeah. Not a chance Cameron knowing that.
No, definitely not.
Definitely not. You look too?
Yeah, I looked, yeah.
Yeah,
I've never
feel
heard
like
of it.
I've definitely heard the song. Yeah.
No, it's not like, yeah.
I know Cameron was never getting it.
Alright,
That's
so...
a safe assumption.
So, obviously I've done some editing magic to get the music in there.
Yeah,
so...
Cameron will be hearing it for the first time, even. That's the best part, is Cameron's going to listen to this and be like, oh, that was the song. I knew that. If you
Now
didn't
that
know
I know
last
the
week's
answer.
song- last week's
Definitely.
song, because we can do that now.
We can.
Mad Rockatansky did get it, but it was Jane Says by Jane's Addiction. Great rendition by
was really good.
Spaceman. It was good. If you think you know what this one is, feel free to throw your guesses in the podcast channel of our Discord. And if you're not on the Discord and you're like, what do you mean Discord? I don't... What? Join the Discord. Discord.io/realgamerscore. If you go to that URL, it will send you to a joining page where you can sign up to our chat server, which is what Discord is. Just a friendly little chat server where we can have friendly little chats. It's good times.
Also change your headphone settings without warning to another headset.
Oh yeah, no, Discord does it all the time, constantly. Every time I play Rocket League, I have to go change my settings.
Yeah, it tries to be too helpful.
Yeah.
Alright, Mrs. Paperclips.
It's frustrating. Yeah. I see you've woken up. Would you like some help? If you would like to give us money, you can do so at patreon.com/realgamerscore. We have 3 tiers set up, and you get stuff with them, like a green name in the Discord that you would need to join to take advantage of. You also get to see our backgrounds, because we put up special Skype backgrounds for each other, so that we can share funny things or try to put off people. And I would have to say Matt's one this week is fantastic, but you have to be a patron to see it. So
Yeah. So yeah, we'll make sure you put your reactions on it for which one you think is the best. It's usually my one, I would assume.
I'm gonna spend the next week coming up with really good backgrounds.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to put that much.
I'm literally like, this is now my week. Work is going to come into me. I'm going to say I'm busy finding backgrounds and like just put the samples in the bin.
Quality backgrounds.
Yeah. Outside of that, you can join our contests, the random to-do list, which we have a giveaway tied to. The random to-do list is a list of 25 achievements that reset every month from your pool on trueachievements.com. So if you would like a list of 25 achievements that you can attempt to get all of, or one of, or just inspire you to play some of your backlog, then contact myself or ZZ Urban Spaceman or Freemhole on Discord works, but I was going to say trueachievements.com, and we'll get you set up to win our prize this month, which is Rocket Arena. It's still September. Good. Some of the days starting to blend. You need to unlock at least one achievement in your September random to-do list and answer the question, another game with the word arena in the title, and you can go into the draw for that. You need to send that answer to the random to-do list account on True Achievements. That's all one word, random to-do list. If you search it up, you will find it. Nice and easy. Go for it. The other main competition we have at the moment, of which you will also need to be on the Discord to attempt to enter, is the Real Gamerscore Word Challenge. Now, it's been... Look, I will admit, the last 2 weeks I was being quite mean and giving difficult clues. So difficult, I don't remember what the second one was. I'm pretty sure I know, but I don't want to stuff it up, so I'm just going to check really quick. I know the first one was 92. I'm pretty sure, off my memory, the second clue was January 2010, but I can't guarantee that's what it was.
I believe that was it.
That was what was written there.
I also believe that was it. I'm just going to double... Yes, January 2010 was your second clue, and no one got that, so the prize... And now I'm going to give a little bit more, but the prize is bumped up to $30 or sort of current country equivalent, depending on...
Dollary dues?
Yeah, well, it'd be obviously $1,000 dues if someone from New Zealand won, because that's just the
but
exchange
no,
rate.
for New Zealand's going to win, so...
Yeah. The next clue... So other than the freebie that this is a game that is on Xbox, because it's a game and people are like, Queen's Quest! Alright, well, technically a game, but not really where I was going with that. So the clue is, the game is a licensed property. That was the right wording, yeah?
Yep.
Yes, the game is a licensed property. So, 92, January 2010, licensed property. That's your clues. I think we're not going to give another clue next week, but if no one gets it over this fortnight, I will basically make it a first listen, best dressed, you've won it at that point.
So make sure you listen very closely before Jay Black gets in there.
Yeah. When he gets it next week, without listening to the episode that doesn't have a clue in it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. He's insane. I'm going to be honest. He's insane.
It's clairvoyant. It's ridiculous.
How close he came to the Cameron Stupid one was mental.
But,
and
I mean, I'm really surprised that people didn't get that sooner.
I'm not. Because the thing was, everyone thought it was that, and so it
was too obvious.
Too obvious. That's exactly right.
We were like, it was a red herring, and no one even tried.
Yeah.
It's like how it's that obvious that you're Conker.
Look, I didn't prove him wrong on Friday, and I won't prove him wrong again this Friday.
Just going back to your antics over the last year, how many toilet seats have you broken?
No, I've only I've broken a seat and a cistern. on separate occasions.
How many times have you lost your underwear?
And gain somebody else's.
No, okay, you guys are like spinning my stories to make me look bad.
I'm sorry, we lawyering you here?
That specific one only happened once.
Okay.
Over the course of my... how long have I been old enough to drink? 9 years that I've been able to go out and drink. It's only been like 3 or 4 pairs that I've lost.
Okay, that's actually pretty reasonable for Darwin.
I mean, while I was out, obviously, when you go back to people's places, you may lose them because you don't get them on the way out, but that doesn't count.
No, because that's when you just take theirs. Yeah, no, that makes sense. No, that's fair enough.
I just mean
just do a swap.
when I was out still drinking in public.
Right, okay. That's a massive asterisk to put on that, but sure.
Yeah. Otherwise, like, thousands of dollars. Just...
Oh, God.
No, I'll save that story for mid-roll for the patrons, because it's not even a big story, but I just don't feel like announcing it to everyone.
It's just massively not appropriate for this, where I have to edit out all the good stuff.
Exactly. We'll move swiftly on to the news.
There isn't any news this week, mate. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
It's been dead. It's been dead. Like, I happened to go on a work trip. Nothing's happened. It's good, actually, because, I don't have time to play video games or even talk about video games. Like, I'm calling in from a hotel here, so we better wrap this up pretty quickly.
Yeah, the hotel Wi-Fi is looking real iffy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't even look at you, buddy. No, there's one surprise news story and one kind of obvious news story, and one that we're not going to talk about, and I don't know why you put it in there, because it's honestly, it's not even worth talking about.
I just think it's real dumb.
Who did that?
I did.
Who did that?
He did it.
I just thought it was real dumb.
I'll be honest, I thought it was Cameron.
No, I just thought it was so stupid that we
surprise news. Microsoft acquired ZeniMax Media for reportedly $7.5 billion. I don't know if that's been confirmed.
Yeah, it's been confirmed.
Okay, yeah, for $7.5 billion. ZeniMax Media, if you are not aware, is the parent company of Bethesda Softworks, which owns Bethesda Game Studios, id Software, Arcane Studios, Machine Games, Tango Gameworks, Roadrunner, and something dog.
Yeah, okay.
I can't remember what the dog one, and I can't make the picture bigger.
The picture's way too...
Something dog.
Alpha dog, nailed it.
Okay.
Oh, now I've zoomed out too much. Oh, reset. Control zero. Okay. Those studios, if you're not aware, made the games such as Dishonored, Wolfenstein, Elder Scrolls, including Skyrim, Fallout series, Doom series, the upcoming Starfield, Evil Within, Prey, Rage, making the upcoming I don't remember what it's called. Ghostwire Tokyo?
Ghostwire, yeah.
Yeah, Ghostwire and
what was that
Deathloop from Arcane.
Yeah.
Which are both now... I don't know if they were before. They are now confirmed as timed exclusives.
Mm-hmm.
I pay so little attention when it's not coming early to Xbox that I just assume it's either never coming or will come later, and I don't really care. But those are definitely now timed exclusives.
Yeah, the talk was that they were actually timed exclusive originally anyway, but obviously Sony wouldn't publish that out there.
Why would they? How many of their console exclusives that they showed are now asterisks?
Confirmed to be on PC or timed exclusives with other consoles. Yeah, it's pretty much all of them.
Yeah, it's real interesting. But this was kind of just dropped. There was no build up. It was just, hey, pre-orders for the new consoles going live tomorrow. That's cool. Also, by the way, we bought Bethesda, so
yeah, it's like just drop that little nugget of knowledge there, right on the just to whet the appetite.
Yeah.
How did we not hear about this?
How was there?
This is
nothing?
Crazy that this did not leak.
Well, I know that there was a rumor going around that Sony was looking at buying ZeniMax like months ago, and everyone was like, "That's ridiculous. Sony can't afford them."
Yeah.
And why would they do that? And it's like, oh, they're working on exclusivity deals and stuff. And it's like, oh, okay, maybe.
That makes sense. That's a little bit different.
Like maybe they'll buy one studio. Maybe they'll do something like that.
I don't think you could sort of just buy one. I don't think ZeniMax would have sold just a studio
way.
unless it was going to be Alpha Dogs or Roadrunner, who have primarily been mobile game devs and not console based, and then like Sony turned them into console devs. Like that's the only ones I could see them possibly selling separately.
Yeah,
I just can't imagine them going, oh, our devs that have made Wolfenstein, yes, you may purchase them, and we will give them up. Like,
no way.
It was an all or nothing deal. But yeah, this came out of nowhere. I'm admittedly maybe like 3 of those games or 4 of those games are ones I'm like super keen on, or those franchises rather. But for the general public and people that aren't weird freaks like me, this is a ridiculously good get.
Oh, for sure. I mean, like essentially, it's apparently the talk was that they bought ZeniMax because they couldn't afford Ubisoft. I don't know if that's true, but apparently that was the talk.
Yeah, well, there would have been the $12 billion lawsuit after the purchase, and then the
they thought legal fees alone probably would have made it less appealing.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Wasn't there a rumor going around like ages ago about them purchasing EA?
Well, yeah, that'll never. I don't think that would ever happen. Like, yeah,
I mean, like, I never thought Microsoft would buy Bethesda.
Yeah, but in terms of size of business, it's magnitudes different.
I spoke to my EA insider. EA is approximately 10 times the size, not even just of employee numbers, but of studios compared to ZeniMax.
Yeah, they're more comparable to, say, like an Activision or something along those lines in terms of
they're top 3 in terms of publisher, roughly something like that.
It's EA, Activision, and Ubisoft are the big three, third parties. And yeah, obviously, like Bethesda has grown a lot over the years because remember when they started doing their press conferences a few years back, and everyone was like, "What's Bethesda going to have to show? Like, are they going to show Skyrim every year on a new console?" Which they basically did.
Yeah.
But then they got Andrew WK out or whatever for Rage 2 and stuff, and
it's definitely confirmed Skyrim for the Series X, right?
Yeah, almost certainly.
I mean, it was going to be announced anyway, but
can you imagine Skyrim Series X exclusive? Like that is a headline I want to see.
Skyrim X.
I absolutely love the
Elder Scrolls X Skyrim edition.
The video from a few years back where they did it on Amazon Alexa.
Yep. I mean, it's a real thing, apparently.
That's the thing, yeah.
Everyone was like, wheels,
what a good joke. And then we're like, no, you can get
out.
Skyrim when you're Alexa. What? No, that wasn't the joke part. Everything else was the joke. That was the real bit.
Talking about Amazon, I calculated the other night, just out of curiosity, how long it would take Jeff Bezos to purchase ZeniMax. Mm-hmm. Do you want to take a rough guess?
3.5 minutes.
Probably a little longer than that, but maybe a weekend.
It was okay. I didn't think you were going to go that low.
Stop. Okay. Well, you've given the game away. I realize now how dumb I've just sounded. Like my brain didn't quite put 2 and 2 together.
To be fair, he could afford it right now.
Yeah, immediately.
Immediately is the answer.
3.5 minutes is how long it takes him to sign the contract. Sorry, that was I not clear on that?
He gives him a call. Yeah.
No, I realise now. I'm going to get called out for how dumb that answer was. I just want you to know, everyone.
I was just saying some quick maths.
Right,
I didn't even do quick maths. I was just
take
like,
another stab.
No, because I know that Matt's lowballed it at a weekend, so I'm going to go like a fortnight, but
a little bit over 34 days.
And he gets to buy a whole studio or a whole suite of
publishing
studios.
arms.
Yeah.
Man, imagine what they could do if Amazon did video games.
Well, they have
Skyrim on the Alexa.
Yeah, that is the joke. Yes, they have. They own a game studio and have some of the most generic titles I've ever seen in my entire life.
Mate, I love that Top Gear game. That Top Gear game was amazing.
It was okay.
I mean, no, it was good, but like with the kind of money they got backing them.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair point.
New rumors coming with the Tokyo Game Show, though, is that they are, again, that Microsoft are lining up to announce the acquisition of a Japanese developer outside of Tango Gameworks, obviously under the... to be honest, with the sort of market pricing, you could honestly say Square Enix is feasible.
Ooh,
Square Enix is very feasible compared to ZeniMax. I don't think it's going to happen, but that would be nice, especially given how buddy they have become.
Yes, although Final Fantasy 16 showing up at the Sony press conference as a timed PS5 exclusive and they came out and said, oh, actually, it's not coming to any other platforms, and they're lying through their teeth, but makes me pause a little bit considering how close the news would be. Again, have they announced when this purchase would be happening, or
Tokyo Game Show is the 29th, I think, or 28th.
Right. Okay, so it would have to be pretty soon.
The other one being Sega.
Ugh.
Well, he did.
That's where the rumors
Sega,
are.
How long ago did he visit Sega? It was a month or so ago, yeah? Maybe longer?
I mean, if we get Atlas and we get some Persona games on the Xbox, I'd be very happy about that.
I doubt they're going to go Capcom.
No, I don't think they would. But Konami might also be another option.
Yeah.
But I don't think Konami would sell. Yeah, I mean, the other bit is that, thinking about it, is that in terms of studios, they might be talking, IP studios rather than, do they buy this Team Silent for Silent Hill or something, or do they buy, rather than buying out all of Capcom or all of Sega or all of that stuff, do they buy Atlas? Do you buy the Final Fantasy team out of Square Enix? I mean, I know that's ridiculous, but all
right, well,
just because they bought ZeniMax, all these studios, doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to go whole hog on these other ones.
Correct. But they are opening 24th of June, so tomorrow, Thursday, at I'm going to assume this is Japan Standard Time.
Yeah.
9 o'clock, they have their hour slot, followed by Square Enix.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
You're just saying
Maybe
you're going to be proved massively wrong by the time this comes out.
That's the only reason they bought Square Enix was we didn't get a 2 hour time slot. What the? No, that's it. No,
yeah,
we want a 2 hour time slot.
We're done.
That's just...
PUBG gets 2 hours. What?
That's the mobile version.
I guess.
Doesn't matter. It gets 2 hours.
Got a lot to talk about.
Just out of curiosity, I looked up Phil Spencer's Twitter just then. He's changed his image to Vault Boy.
Yeah, he did that.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Like it.
I
was trying to find the article where the tweet where he visited Sega. I know he's definitely done this year sometime.
When he went to Japan, he visited.
Well, I mean, Microsoft does have an interesting history with Sega, a la the Dreamcast and Peter Moore and all that sort of stuff back in the day. So it might make sense. I mean, again, what is Sega doing these days?
Sonic?
Sonic? Yeah, what's Sonic Forces, I think was the last one. Yakuza, yeah. I mean, that's stuff
really
a lot of stuff coming to Game Pass.
I saw I'm never going to find it, but I saw a brilliant thing on Twitter because they were saying with the rumors, someone had posted with the rumors that Microsoft are interested in Sega. I love when investigations like this go down. So they've taken the new controller for the Xbox Series X and they've compared the hex code color of that blue compared to Sonic, same hex code color. And there was a tweet that Sega did in Japanese where I didn't read the tweet because I didn't look at it properly. I was just laughing at the hilarity of what's conspiracy theory. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it was the Japanese employee was lying down on the table, and their arms were crossed, and in front of them was a box. and whoever's done the tweet, the original tweet, drew with a green computer
Yep.
thing, X,
Yep.
and around the box.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm just like, that's brilliant. That's genius.
Acquisition confirmed.
Yeah, like, same blue. That maybe it's because it's a really appealing blue
Um,
color. Like, maybe it just happens to be a nice blue. Which it is. That is a nice blue on the eyes. That controller is... Oh, that is tempting.
That controller looks really nice.
That Cobalt Shock.
The Xbox tweet, clean and simple, still iconic.
Yeah.
Still iconic. That, yeah.
Yeah.
Because when I saw that, I was just like, that sounds really weird, but...
It is, yeah. I mean, I've been looking over Sega stuff while we've been talking.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward
Monster Hunter?
to
no,
Microsoft
Capcom.
Bass Fishing. It's
Oh,
going to be
mate.
good.
Mate.
Shenmue. We'll get Shenmue 4, I'm sure.
Do we want it?
No. Microsoft Tennis. That'll be good. Virtua Cop. To be fair, they also have like Relic and Creative Assembly and Atlas. So like you're talking about Persona, Company of Heroes, like a lot of the Warhammer stuff.
Yeah.
And the Total War series.
Mm-hmm.
So like there'll definitely be some actual stuff that is coming out and making money. But yeah, a lot of the stuff hasn't had a really. I mean, apparently there's going to be a new Alex Kidd game coming out next year. So great.
Yeah. It could happen. Anything can
Sure.
happen.
Yeah.
I
but
would like them to acquire a Japanese studio because I want more JRPGs on the system, but I don't think it's going to be a big one. Be
No,
nice,
probably
but
Square
something
would be
memorable.
really nice.
Square would be ridiculous, and I would love it for my stock prices.
I mean, actually, I found the perfect franchise for them. It's House of the Dead, but you have to use the Kinect.
That's genius.
It's like
I
Typing
haven't-
of the Dead, but even worse.
I haven't thought of House of the Dead in like 15 years.
So good. Typing of the Dead is incredible.
Who does the
'Cause-
Tales series?
That would
Bandai.
be Bandai, yeah. Bandai Namco.
Oh, so for the longest time, I've been like in my head that I say that wrong because it's Bandai Namco, sorry.
Yeah.
And like for forever, I've been saying Namco Bandai because that makes
Yeah.
more sense to me. They were
It
at
does.
one point Namco Bandai.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, no, me
Yeah.
too. Like when I just said it, then I had to stop myself
Yeah.
for a second and actually say it the other way around.
Yeah.
Like I have to still have not natural.
No, they
Should have been Namco Bandai.
At one point in their life, they were Namco Bandai, and then they just changed it and swapped it around because Japan.
Yeah.
But like, I was like, I'm like, man, how have I remembered that wrong for my entire life? How have I? And then I was like, oh,
Yeah, no, it's not actually the Mandela effect. It actually did happen.
yeah. March 31, 2006, they became Namco Bandai, and then in 2014, they renamed themselves Bandai Namco.
Yeah, rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Bethesda.
Yes,
In terms of exclusivity, how do we think things will go?
it'll
I'm
be-
thinking current development, zero chance that any of that goes exclusive.
no.
Yeah.
You lose too much goodwill by doing that.
Yep, and
And Microsoft have been pretty good about that stuff with their acquisitions.
I was going to say, Phil Spencer's that much of a
gamer.
gamer. No, but honestly,
No, but
like he has
in
that
in terms
mentality.
of not wanting to stop other people playing the games just because
Yeah.
they're on a PlayStation. That sounds
Pretty much.
bad, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, of course.
Just because you're a PlayStation. Yeah, Alex joined the podcast for a bit.
It's not.
And he's
Sony.
Canadian.
You Sony ponies.
But yeah, he's very much like it's not about the console wars. It's about accessibility for gamers.
It's about being the arms dealer on both sides.
Yeah, and
That's
it's
the
too
thing
much
too.
profit to give up.
Oh, for sure.
That's
and
the other thing.
again, there are already contracts in place, and
Yeah,
it's, legal minefield that if you don't have to work around it, then don't bother.
yeah. So current development, and depending on how far out it is, maybe Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield don't get on the PlayStation. But I don't know how far. If they're 4 years out still, then I could see
Well-
them being Xbox exclusive. But
Yeah.
we just don't, obviously we just
Would-
have no idea with them because
Would you say that Microsoft with this acquisition though would necessarily make it exclusive? I mean, like Minecraft's not I mean, Minecraft's a
Minecraft was established before they purchased, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, but then so is...
And that's why I'm saying, like, the game's coming out. Timed exclusive for 12 months. That's a lot more foreseeable.
They still make a profit. I
think that's more realistic.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, like times exclusives for like a year makes sense to me.
They're going to be Game Pass day and date of release because they're now Xbox Game Studios. So it's 12 months and you can play them immediately on Game Pass for your $15 a month subscription. I mean, that gives enough. And then,
it gets people into the service.
It gives enough to the Xbox players that it doesn't feel like they're losing something when it then releases on PlayStation, if that makes sense.
And then you get to do the PlayStation thing of bringing out the DLC first for the first 2 months on the Xbox as opposed to the PlayStation.
Yeah. Is there any studio that you could see, or any of those we'll go main 4, Machine, Arcane, Bethesda, id, that you could see them not being cross-platform?
No, not really, because I mean the size of their main releases. I mean, like Arcane stuff with Deathloop. Again, they probably won't have a new game for another 2 or 3 years at least after that. So it remains to be seen what happens with that studio. Is Deathloop going to be an ongoing game? Are they going to do a lot of stuff for it, like they did with Dishonored, where they do like spin-offs, or is it just going to be a one-off? Is it a new series? Wolfenstein, I don't see them splitting that out. Again, they need to do a Wolfenstein 3 at some stage.
I'm pretty sure they...
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they had something on their Twitter a while ago of them basically not announcing, but announcing.
They've already talked about how because Youngblood takes place like far in the future, but it references things that you didn't see.
Yeah.
So there's an in-between that we...
There's an in-between that they've... Yeah, which has been hinted at where inevitably BJ Blazkowicz is going to have to fight Mecha Hitler. Like, that's how you have to end the trilogy.
Is there any better way?
No, that's it. That's literally the finale to that game that needs to happen. And then they go missing, and then they have to release a terrible, randomly generated game.
Yeah.
With health bars. Yes, I mean, like, I love Arcane. I don't really care too much about Wolfenstein. Doom, that would be a pretty big get, actually, if they do another Doom game that's an exclusive. I could actually kind of see that. It depends. I think part of it is, like, continuity, right? Like, if you're rebooting a franchise or doing something brand new, it kind of makes sense to make an exclusive. But to make it, like, the third game in a franchise to make it an exclusive seems like kind of an anti-consumer move, and that's not really what Microsoft's been about this generation.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I mean, Starfield is probably only a year or 2 away, I would hope. I don't think that would be an exclusive. I can only imagine if Elder Scrolls 6 is an exclusive. I kind of want that to happen just for the sake.
That's okay. Hotel Internet. Oh. Okay, Starfield is presumably when, sorry?
Starfield's presumably, like 2 years away?
Have they shown anything more than what they did at that night?
They haven't, but again, that was like 2 E3s ago.
Yeah,
and I know I know that like it's like next year would be a good time to announce, because they do have ZeniMax have a habit of announcing and then releasing pretty close together for the most part. At least with their Fallout and sort of those franchises, at least the Bethesda Studios ones. Again, like the Tokyo Ghostwire stuff and Deathloop, obviously we've seen teasers about for a little bit, but then I don't know. I mean, it's obviously a good get for them. I'll be interested to see what they do, but they seem pretty clear that they're not gonna. They kind of just want to. They're not gonna mess with the formula.
No, it's just adding it. And
it's just giving them
Daniel, what's his name? Daniel Ahmad. Is that? That's it. Daniel Ahmad had a good comment. Yes. I want to try to find it. Oh my god, I'm never going to be able to find it.
His was it Zhuge Liang is his avatar?
He essentially said that for Game Pass to grow, they need to have a constant stream of games, like good games that they can rotate out or whatever, or keep including, and AAA blockbusters that aren't Halo, Gears, Forza.
Exactly.
And that this acquisition does that for them.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
So-
they've essentially acquired 4 or 5 AAA studios right off the bat.
So when can I play the Smash clone, which is basically BJ versus Doom Guy versus Master Chief? Like, when's that releasing?
Microsoft All-Star Heroes. I'm looking forward to that. It'll be great.
I'd love that. I would absolutely play the hell out of.
Yep, I'd see that. I could
I mean,
play
as
that.
long
yeah.
as the knockout mechanic isn't as bad as all PlayStation All Stars.
no, dear.
Which- Yeah, our unique thing is the one thing that everyone hates.
Yep. Yeah.
It's yeah. Look, if that it'd be hard to do worse than that.
True. But they could have Kinect functionality. They could get Rare involved. Okay, just before we move on, obviously this is big news and we're all quite excited about it and quite interested. But realistically, how, in terms of Bethesda IP right now, how excited are you for those current IP? Looking at them. So, for example, Machine Games' last Wolfenstein did not go very well. Doom Eternal has sort of had relatively middling reviews. I mean, people are relatively happy with it, but they know it's not nearly as good as 2016. Tends to be the consensus.
Are you sure?
Yeah, from what I've seen.
Look, I only know Metacritic, but I'm pretty sure it's in the 90, 92, 93, 94.
Really?
It's a top 5 for the
Doom
year.
Eternal?
In regards to Doom Eternal, I guess most I hear is basically what Alex has played of it. Campaign's good, not as good as 2016. Obviously, the music comments that we talked about on the podcast a while ago, and just the multiplayer being such a downgrade from the 2016 version as well.
Okay, so Eternal has done better than 2016 on Metacritic on all platforms, only by a few points. It's in the basically 89 compared to 87 on average.
Okay, yeah, right.
I know nothing of sales numbers, but from what I heard, essentially that was one of the stars of the year. Is what I was
although to be fair, this year is probably not the
best year.
That shit, yeah.
It pretty much came out right before the apocalypse started, quite fittingly.
I was going to say the memes with Isabella and Jim Guy, I think really helped
Always
push it
good.
as well.
Always good. Yeah, Animal Crossing is the true winner, really. Okay, well, sure, but I guess some of the consensus is that while it is a good game, people haven't been as happy with it as they were with Doom 2016. I mean, that might just be because it's, it's not,
It's not
a
new.
brand
It's
new.
not new anymore.
Exactly, it's more of the same, which is perfectly fine. But and then in terms of Bethesda software with Fallout 76 and also the reception Fallout 4 got before that, in terms of their current IP, they're probably not in a super amazing place. Maybe let's say
They certainly aren't as strong as they were 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. When they their first releases in these franchises.
Yeah. So what? Wolfenstein 2 was good. Is the consensus? Fantastic.
I think so,
except
for the most part.
from a
I had good
non-achievement
things.
perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, again, the controls weren't quite as good, but that's just the Wolfenstein thing. But yeah, people tend to be very happy with it.
New Prey was good.
Yes, New Prey was fantastic.
Okay. Evil Within series has generally been pretty good.
Yeah, first one people thought was okay. It was a bit kind of samey, and the second one kind of changed things up a little bit that people quite liked.
Yeah.
And never a huge seller, but quite good.
Yeah. Always in the niche section.
Sure.
Dishonored 2.
Yep. Dishonored 2, people got generally good reviews that kind of expanded on the first one. They said the story wasn't as good, but gameplay was tighter.
Yep. Okay.
So it's like there's still stuff there.
Yes, they're not hitting 10 out of 10s, but again, they're doing the Xbox thing of being your
Hitting the
7,
sevens.
7.5.
Yeah.
7, Put them on Game Pass. Yeah, there you go. Actually, so maybe it's even better fit than I even thought.
And I was gonna say, as the general consumer too, you see this and you go like, for that Joe Blow that's probably bought 3 or 4 games in a year, I'm sure that
my cousin buys more than that.
I'm sure that most people by this point at least have some idea of Skyrim.
Yes, I mean you can't avoid it.
That's exactly it. Like, it's a case of, you average.
That was the wrong joke to make.
Average.
I'm going back and remaking the joke. You don't have to cut anything, Matt. But what I should have said was, how do you know how many games the guy who made Braid buys?
Yeah, see, there you go. That's pretty good. That's good. That's an acceptable joke. And if you need to explain the joke,
Blow, right?
It's Jonathan Blow.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you need to explain the joke, as we always do on this podcast, so Jonathan Blow is the guy who created Braid.
I couldn't remember if that was his
name. And then Cameron also used the name Joe Blow. So
which is a colloquial term for the average person.
Yes.
Which Joe Blow is.
Yeah, so Jonathan Blow created. He also created The Witness, which is a pretty good game.
If it didn't have its head so far up its own.
Yeah. Braid is also very much the same.
I feel like Matt's showing his trivia knowledge tonight.
This is explaining jokes from Matt.
Is Alex doing a quiz?
We've got
Condemn people within.
But you just go, all right, cool. November's rocking around. Game Pass, cool. You've got Wolfenstein, Doom, Fallout, Dishonored, like straight off the bat. I feel like Bethesda's titles are a little bit more recognizable.
Sure.
They have a little bit more big name than some of the other studios they've acquired.
Yeah, and then they have a little bit more mass market appeal. They're not like COD levels, but people do recognize Skyrim.
Nothing is that first-person shooter, multiplayer, get in, get out.
But
none of it is
almost like that next level.
Yeah, none of it is the COD, the Battlefield, like that. Do we have? Okay, there's Halo. What else is that style that they own?
Quickly going back to a point I just want to make before we move on to yours.
Matt will think that you go.
Also, the fact of the history of Doom and Wolfenstein, game series that have continued, that have existed for ages.
That's true.
Are going to have some pull with older generations as well.
It's true. It's true. And the talk was that potentially Romero might actually get involved.
Back involved, yeah.
Yeah, which I thought was hilarious.
Because little stab at ZeniMax there.
Yeah, it's like, haven't got any problem with them. In terms of first-person shooter, I mean, it's basically Doom and Halo, right? It's...
Yeah, and Doom isn't even real. Like, Doom's not even that COD style type of multiplayer either.
No, that kind of fell off, so it's...
Like, even the multiplayer in 2016 wasn't really that COD style time to kill.
No, it was more like... It was actually more like Halo, more like the older Halos, I should say.
Yeah. Sorry, I've completely blanked on the question.
It's basically what in the Xbox Game Studios lineup compares to, say, COD or, Titanfall is not a
okay, I got confused.
In that
obviously, Gears as well.
Gears of War is probably the only answer, yeah.
Because, that's why I got confused why Gears wasn't brought up. And
Gears is probably the mass market appeal. I mean, it's not a first-person shooter, but the idea is the
that's
same.
Fine, but it's a lot slower than COD. The multiplayer?
Yes. Somewhat, although, I mean, depends on how many wall bounces you do before you get shot down.
I feel like it's a hard argument to make. So,
I'm not like putting it, but that's an aspect that's missing. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with you.
And I'm not even saying Xbox need a studio that can do that, but they're covering so much, and I feel like that's a really big portion of the community that's not getting covered.
Well, you know what the answer is to that, right? Is the fact that the EA needs to put out a new Battlefield, because the partnership that they have with EA is kind of their window into that.
Yeah,
like that's the answer there. Really, is because they're not going to buy EA. But if EA
already forgot about that,
they
literally already forgot that EA Play is going to be part of Game Pass Ultimate. And well played. Yeah. That helps to leverage that part of the market.
It rounds them out. It rounds them out because they have that, and then they've got sports, and they pretty much have everything covered. Assuming that EA don't completely mess things up, which I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah. Now we just need them to buy Squeenix, and we're good.
Get some RPGs on the platform, and suddenly it's the utopian Xbox.
I feel like that's the case though. That since every concern at the start of the current generation was there are no JRPGs, there are no,
there's no Japan support.
Yeah, like just every. I feel like every box has been ticked going to next gen.
Pretty much.
Like I can't think of anything.
It's theirs to lose, right?
I can't think of anything else that Xbox would really do at this stage to, other than buying Square or buying Sega or.
Bandai Namco's really available. Their market cap is not huge. They do a lot of good. They do a lot of
the Tales series would be great.
They do a lot of really reasonably good games.
A lot of sevens, yeah.
Again, a lot of solid 7s and 8s.
Yeah.
Plus, at the end of the day, it's becoming a case of quantity over quality, and still the quality's still pretty solid.
But and again, it's 80 7s versus 4 5 10s.
Yeah,
like and yes, exaggeration, but like, is that worse?
Sure. Well, again, like I don't think that's better or worse in either way. It's really just where you need to pick your battles, and obviously Microsoft has decided where their battleground is, and Sony's decided where theirs is, and quite right. I mean, I think Sony's doing a great job with their strategy. Like they're putting out some really top tier releases that I'm really sad that I can't play, but I've made my bed, and I'm gonna have to play all the games in it.
Mm-hmm. Really fast with no loading time.
Yeah. All right,
okay. I think we have absolutely killed that.
Yep.
Much like the websites that were used to pre-order the Series X and Series S. I didn't know where I was going with that when I started that sentence.
Beautiful segue.
I didn't even when I said killed it, I was like, how do I make that work? Like,
no, you Michael Scotted your way through that. It was incredible. Good job. And as always, we're pointing it out to the,
so that
we're drawing attention to the segue.
Yes, of course. That's
the most professional of things to do.
Yeah, that is the real Gamerscore trademark move. Guys, did you hear how well I segued? Now I've ruined it by explaining it, but that segue was amazing.
This episode's just going to be.
I would be shocked if any of us didn't know that the Series X and Series S websites just tanked.
Completely fell over?
Yeah.
Got nuked from orbit. I mean, like, there are a lot of salty people on the internet. Twitter has been very interesting.
And I have been one of them.
Oh, yeah. Okay. The frustrating thing was how, and at least for me, how well the site worked up until you had to pay for it.
Yeah.
I could get back to the main page, delete it out of my cart, put it back into my cart, do whatever I wanted, and this was me personally. I know other people were having problems, but I could do all of that except pay for the product I wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, and part of that is because probably it was cached on your device, and the minute you tried
this is a work computer that I'd only used EB Games once to make sure I was logged in and that I could access it at the work computer. Because I work for the Australian government, so for example, Microsoft.com is blocked.
Right.
But EB Games is not. So I was checking basically what I could access, and then I logged into EB Games to make sure I could still log in and that all my details were correct. And this was like the Friday before pre-orders open. So this you can do your story afterwards, Cameron. I'm gonna go into my story of pre-ordering.
Yep.
So I go in. Yeah, it's leading up. There's minutes left. I go into the main lab. I'm on break. I go back to the computer. I put my sign saying I'm on break. So, not going to be disturbed. even though they can still see me past the sign at my computer. I'm on break. I'm not working. Goes, drops. I honestly, within 10 seconds, I was at the payment screen. It was in my cart because I had 2 tabs open of it, so I could refresh both, just so I could. In my cart at the payment screen. Wasn't working. Went to Microsoft.com because after I said I got it on Microsoft, I'm like, oh great, cool, yep, that's fine, I'll go there. Blocked. I'm like, okay, won't be blocked on my phone. Phone doesn't work really well in the building. Ran outside as I'm trying to pay for it on EB Games on my computer. Ran outside. Wasn't loading quick enough. Ran back inside. Used my badge to get into the building. Ran back inside. Nope, still not working. Ran back outside. Site wasn't loading on Microsoft. Adrian said, I got it on JB. Went to JB. JB was really having a tough time accepting that I could either click and collect it at my postcode or deliver it to my address. It was like, we can't find your address. We can't find it. We automatically, searched it, and you clicked on this being your address because we searched in the maps. So we've auto-entered the details. We don't know where it is, so we can't deliver it to you. Eventually, JB Hi-Fi let me go and let me pre-order it. That was about 15 minutes after drop. I had accidentally, though, entered an incorrect email. I had... part of my email has the word crazy in it because I was 14 or 12 or something when I made it. Crazy with a K because it was cool. I accidentally replaced that R with a T, so I was not going to get a confirmation email saying that I got my pre-order in. But then afterwards, Tarragon had mentioned that he got his email and he had purchased after me, so I'm pretty sure I have that pre-order. Later in the day, Brad messaged me the link to Big W. I got another pre-order through Big W, but I had to pay full whack for that. And then later in the day, EB Games stopped breaking for their post-launch sometime in 2020 consoles, and I pre-ordered through that. I'll see which ones definitely go through, and I mean I can offload one locally, and I'm probably going to use, assuming I still get 3, one for myself, one for my local friend who I'm offloading to, and then potentially one that I'm going to collaborate with Bills from Achievement Land and do a giveaway for.
Nice.
And it will involve a secret code that we say on the podcast and we announce quite easily. We're not hiding it to force people to listen who may not have listened before, and hopefully then they'll
fish bite hook.
Hide it in the middle so that they can't just skip to the front and the end and then get it. You sneaky little... So at the moment I have 3 pre-ordered with about $1,000 of deposits put down. Well, technically one's paid off, so it's not a deposit, but yeah. So that... for me, it was frustrating how poor EB Games went down, and also frustrating that the stupid anti-government blocks Microsoft.com, who we probably get our Microsoft Word from, but doesn't block EB Games or JB Hi-Fi.
Priorities.
Yeah. Okay. I gotta go turn on my light. Cameron, you go.
I don't know if I want to bring it up again. I just have such feelings of anger. All right, so I had same thing. EB tried it because I've still got about $850 on a gift card from my trade-ins. I spent $80 the other day getting Nikita some stuff for our anniversary from Zing. I had both consoles in the cart 10 seconds within, got to the checkout. I regularly purchase stuff from EB too, like the $5 games during the sales. So everything was basically saved in. For 40 minutes, tried to check out, just kept on failing. Decided then after that to try JB, to which I had the same delivery issue. Had to start work at 9 o'clock, so I basically had to cut my losses and go, well, this isn't working. Somebody at that point said try Microsoft, to which was already out of stock.
Yep.
To which showed me stock, let me add it to the cart, and then just completely screwed me over. To which afterwards I saw, I want to say middle of the day, that the EB one that was meant to be at 12 o'clock was pushed back to 3 o'clock. To which case, I saw, I want to say 1:30 in the day was when Brad posted about Big W.
Right.
Got that, put it to cart, and was like, alright, cool, this is finally working. Does not deliver to either Bendigo or Swan Hill.
Oh, what?
Can't pick it up in store for whatever reason. Delivery only. But sorry, we can't deliver to your address.
Oh man, Brad shafted you because he told me at what would have been 11 o'clock your time.
Okay, I might be remembering the times wrong.
Okay,
Because
yeah,
I
that's
was
fine. Gonna say,
sneaking on my...
He waited 2 hours to tell you.
Okay, I was sneaking on my phone all day trying to get something.
Right.
And
Yeah.
at the same time, I am checking Harvey Norman, which I
They
wasn't...
sold out quick.
I wasn't going to get a Xbox Series S before I was going to get an Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
Right.
Which Harvey Norman had the Series S up for full price. And I was like, I'm not going to buy it just in case with my EB gift card. Like, I don't want to just spend
No, exactly.
a whole bunch and then have basically $800 on a gift card that I'm not going to be able to use. Yeah. So I did all this. At the same time, checking Amazon, checking Gamesman to see if I could get anything through there. No dice. Got to 3 o'clock. Alright, ready to go for the EB one again. Customer comes in. Have to do a refund. Took me 20 minutes because of how complicated it was. Inside the back of my mind, I'm just dying. I'm just hating life. That moment was the straw that broke the camel's back. I just was so angry. To which I don't know if Kirby wants me to tell the story on the podcast or not, if he cares or not.
You go for it. Go for it. No, you're fine. Yeah.
To which point, basically, got through most of the day just feeling defeated. Got to, I want to say, just before 5 o'clock.
Yeah, so this would have been about... Yeah, it would have been just before 5 because it was like 4:15 my time. I've been talking to Brad because
I'll let you tell this part.
Alex got his pre-order. Brad, and I knew Brad got one through Big W because Brad had to... Okay, I don't want to out him. He had to borrow some money off me, because Big W needed full whack, and he basically had enough for a deposit because he was prepared for EB Games, which needed a $200
Which
deposit.
we all were, basically.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, not a problem. I know you'll pay me back, and I work and have savings so that I can get nice stuff for me and help my friends if they need it. And he's going to pay me back, probably. You know what? Maybe I should not have given.
It's on record now, mate.
So
he's gonna have to pay you back.
so bad.
No, but I knew he was going to pay me back. So I'm like, yep, that's not a problem. Like, I've lived paycheck to paycheck before. I understand how hard it is to ask for money. Like, I don't like doing it. So I'm like, no, I respect you for that you were willing to reach out. And he's like, yeah. And he said to me, you know, I could have afforded it, but it meant I would have struggled with the rest of living.
You put yourself first. You don't.
Yeah, you know.
At the end of the day, console comes
Yeah.
second.
Yeah, so he's like, I could have done it, but I would have had to, eat a sandwich for the week. I don't know if that was the exact wording, but you get my drift. So yeah, got him, and then he got the EB pre-order. I said, okay, that one. I'll talk to the others, but I'm going to cover that for Cameron because Cameron is going through a really tough time right now, and this was not me to Brad, this is me to you, podcast listeners. Cameron is going through a tough time, and we at the podcast love him and know that he deserves good things, so we all basically chipped in and we're covering Cameron's Series X, to which, like an hour later, Adrian said, EB Games have some more pre-orders, and then Cameron got the pre-order, and we're like, alright Cameron, well, I guess we're just going to send you the money. And yeah, so yeah, the podcast community has, in the sense of the hosts and stuff, have all chipped in to basically get Cameron a Series X. So he will be. I don't know if you're going to get that launch day, buddy, but you know,
Yeah.
2020.
I mean, yeah, like it
December
might
31st, 2020.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, who knows when all these are going to come out, right? Because there's been all kinds of stuff around being
Expected
cancelled.
2020 is completely different, but But at least Cameron has got one.
11:59 p.m. December 31st. We're bringing in the new year, baby.
Yeah. But basically that happened, and this is why you should become a host on a podcast, because then sometimes you get a free Series X. Just saying. Saying, if you join our podcast, if you host, eventually it all comes back to you.
Like yesterday when you guys told me. Other than,
he was livid.
I was.
This story. Yeah. Okay.
I'll tell our story, and then you can tell Brad's story.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you'll deliver it better. But when Kirby basically told me, I basically broke down because of how tough things have been.
And I also told him so that he didn't go out and buy one for himself, which initially was pay the full price for one and do all that. I just didn't want him to try and organize one for himself and spend a ton of money trying to do it. That was the only reason I told him. Okay,
which would have been really awkward. But just Kirby telling me and me responding back with, "No, I'm calling this. This is I know."
A bluff.
I know how we are in the podcast. There is no way you could have got this together in one day. I know how lazy you are.
In mere minutes. So then I sent him the 2 receipts from from Tarragon and Alex, showing that they had sent me the money, and that I'm like, I've already stolen their money for this. So if you don't get it, I'm getting myself another Series X.
So which he then friended me to say, "Look, I'm going to go behind your back and go to your girlfriend anyway."
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't get it, I'm just going to give it to Nikita.
Jeez. I honestly still don't have words. It's just... I am honestly that goddamn appreciative. As much as you know how much I said no yesterday.
Yes, you would never ask for it, ever. You would have never even considered that as an option for asking for it. But we all care about you, and we appreciate what you do for the show, and I didn't do party chats till you existed. Having someone just invite me to a party chat to just be in a party, that wasn't a thing for me.
Is this because you need to... You've realised now that I provide that atmosphere of... I'm just the mate that just comes over and crashes, yeah? I go through your cupboard, eat your burger rings.
Drink all your beers.
Oh, I would not doubt you'd eat all my burger rings, mate.
Hey. But I really? I don't know. This generation has proven to me that I am so much more of a social gamer than I am anything else.
I'm totally with you on that.
I honestly can't. I really struggle now to sit in a party and keep my concentration on a game longer than an hour. Because I need to have that discussion most of the time.
Band.
Unless it's a really... unless it's a title that really pulls you in, but saying that...
with most of the trash that we play, yeah, that's fair.
It's you need to just, get the rattle locker up.
Nothing.
Go.
Nothing.
Mate, this is awful,
No, don't worry. Never mind. Don't worry.
What?
That's going to get through. Keep going.
I said something, didn't I?
No, you didn't say a thing. You didn't say anything wrong.
No, you're good. Don't worry about it.
I'm scared.
No, trust me. I promise you, Cameron, you didn't say anything.
I didn't say anything.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I'm just going to put a clap here for completely unrelated reasons.
Matt doesn't even know why. I don't think Matt heard me either.
No, I'm going to have to hear it when I put this together, so I'm just in
I'm
case.
So confused right now.
That's right. Okay, no, I'm going to the second part of the story because this is taking too long.
I was going to say, go in the second part of the story. Just say how Brad marks everything up.
Okay, well, I told you at this point, and we were in a party chat. And I was in a group chat on Discord with Tarragon and Alex because I hate doing this. I was basically saying, I'm doing this. If you would like to contribute, you can. No pressure. There's still pressure. I hate asking it because of course there's still pressure. But I was really trying to say, it's fine if you don't. It honestly is. But then Alex was like, "Oh, so when are we gonna tell him?" I went, "Oh God, oh no." Tried 10 minutes ago. Yeah, we can, and then Brad had sent a message to Cameron saying, "Did Chin give you the good news?" and so what I did from that point, because then Cameron told me, I went, "Oh, this is good." Made a group chat with all 5 of us. Mm-hmm. Cameron posted the screenshot of Brad saying, "Did Chin tell you the good news?" into the thing, and
to which I said, "What good news, buddy? What do you mean?"
And so I went in the chat and went, "Brad." Tarragon joined in, Alex joined in. They're like, "Brad, what the hell?"
No, you didn't even say the best part of that. It got to a point where it's just like all of us saying Brad in sequence, and then he just responds with Brad.
Yeah, he's like, "Brad." He then private messages me. What does he say? He said basically, because I had said, here, let me go. I said, "Well, you told me to tell him." I said that to him ages ago, and then he said, "I thought that meant you told him." Yeah, no. And then
Which you totally did.
Yeah, we tried to get him into the party chat where we were saying like, yes, we actually, in the party chat, and Alex joined. We said, "Alex, we as a group to sort of congratulate you for your birth, and we know money's a little bit tight. We tried to double fake him. Tarragon went in. No, actually, Cameron did that. It was really good. Cameron just pulled that out of thin air. And I was like, "Oh, roll with it. Yeah, we've all contributed. I'm going to give you the $200 back. That was a double fake."
Oh, the Real Gamerscore troll cast.
Yeah.
It was good though, because he honestly believed it was such a double fake.
He was confused. He was like, "What do you mean?" Like he genuinely wasn't sure if we were being real or not. I'm like, "Yeah, no, we're all chipping in. We're going to get you the Series X." That was.
And at this point too, like I've been saying no the whole time. I'm like maybe I can pull this off.
Yeah,
we just maybe.
So but no, yeah, it was great. It was a good, wholesome time, and hopefully, I know not everyone got a Series X on the pre-order. Hopefully, they have enough sort of within the first 6 months of release that you can get one sooner rather than later. I know nothing about their production line or their shipping or anything like that, but I assume what they've allocated for launch day pre-orders is nowhere near what they're going to be bringing out in the first 6 months. So
yeah,
I was talking just to give some more perspective, some stuff. I think you can talk. What was the Korean?
So Sangrias,
Sangrias, yeah, cool.
They'd revealed the numbers. It was basically 500 Series X and 45 Series S consoles for Korea.
The whole country.
So that was what was allocated to Korea.
So yeah, 10 to 1.
So it was a 10 to 1 for Series S, but also really small numbers. And that was what was allocated for pre-order, and that pre-order purchases would be filled before retailers would get them in store, which then also sort of indicates to me that maybe they're not going to be able to fill all the pre-orders at once.
That's my other worry, is that even with all these pre-orders going through, like how many of them get cancelled because of last minute stuff, or they get pushed out, or because I suspect that I'm almost certain that everyone who pre-ordered is going to get it, but I think a lot of these launch day pre-orders are going to get pushed.
Yeah. And I think that's why EB. Yeah, I think that's why EB hasn't put a announcement to where their post.
Yeah, it's expected.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I was like, I don't really sort of get how they're getting within a month. They're getting enough to fill those pre-orders. Like,
I mean, if they're coming on a boat, those things usually do take. They usually have them timed out pretty well. But even then, I don't think they could have predicted this volume.
Yep. But we'll see what happens. Yeah.
I got a few questions to this. Do we think on a mass production scale that the Series X is 10 to 1 with the Series S?
I would probably expect. Well, I think it's probably for Eastern market, For Asia market, yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I mean, in the US, GameStops were doing like 10x. We have 10x you can pre-order or 2s.
Yeah, and I think that's probably closer to it.
Because, yeah, I was thinking like 1 to 10 seemed very low to me. I was thinking maybe 3 to 4 to 10.
Which is, like, you kind of expect early adopter to be going for the bigger, better.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And also the other thing is that a lot of these retailers sell games. So a discless console is going to be less appealing to them and they're going to be less likely to push it.
Yeah.
So them ordering more of the higher end console, which they'll make a higher margin on, they have probably a better attach rates for because people who buy it are going to be more interested in buying games and accessories for it and be more involved. I mean, it does make sense. And, you know, it's a win for everyone except for the people who are paying for it.
Yeah. Giving you another story, I was talking to one of Adrian's friends, Becca, who lives in the UK, and she was talking last night because that was when they were starting to open up for their pre-orders. Just sites crashing, kind of same stuff, like...
Yeah, I think
crazy.
New Zealand was the same, although my pre-order story was I had to get on a plane. I was sitting on the plane when the pre-orders opened, and I didn't have Wi-Fi, so I got to be in the plane for an hour, and then I landed, and then it was like that. It's like the Community meme where I came back with the pizzas and everything was on fire. I was like, oh, okay, great. So probably not getting a pre-order for launch. I guess I'm probably just going to have to wait on that one.
One last thing before we move on. Last thing. To the scalpers on eBay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That have put up their pre-orders. I have seen some absolutely amazing posts in the last 24 hours of people calling up because they left a little bit too much detail and cancelling those orders.
Ooh, interesting. That's
so
clever. That's really clever.
if you want to have some fun and and
they quickly be like, "Hey, can we cancel this one and put it on my one?" Well, they might get a little suspicious.
Not so much of that. Just the pure satisfaction of, "Hey, look, this is my email address. I can't get into my account right now. I doubled up. I got it from somewhere else. Can you please cancel this for me?" Bam, done. Just satisfying to see those kind of posts. But yeah, I've got nothing else to say other than, look, I'm really appreciative to you guys, and I still gobsmacked, but yeah.
Indeed. It's, be a non-terrible person and good things happen. Brad, talking to you.
Look,
there is the clip of the week, by the way.
You can, he just needs to learn to the clap your hands song.
If he's never happy and he never knows it.
Jeez.
Oh, I think he knows he's never happy. I get the distinct feeling he definitely knows he's never happy.
Jeez. All right, should we move on?
And I vamped long enough that we can definitely move straight into what we've been playing because I don't know. No.
Yeah, that's fine.
No,
that's fine.
That's fine. Not having it.
That's fine.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah. What have you been playing, Cameron?
Cool. Alright, so I have barely done anything this week, achievement-wise, but I have done a bit of gaming. So, starting off, me and Matt finished off Remnant.
Finally. We had a good little run at the end there.
To which, that one unobtainable achievement, I think, took 6 weeks?
Yeah, it took a while. It took quite a while.
I was quite surprised by that, because it was just everything else in the game worked pretty well, and then just that one achievement. But I don't know. Do you want me to fib about this and tell them how much you loved that last little adventure with me?
No, to be fair, I did actually have a good time. Because Remnant is a good game, right?
It's a very good game,
and we had a good time with it. There were some logistical issues maybe we could have worked out before we did all this when we had 6 weeks to plan this.
Yeah, but no.
Oh, okay. That's a very convincing argument. You're right.
Look, in my defense, I thought I had the item. I did not have the item. We went back to the shopkeep, and he's not the shopkeep. What would you call him? Big rat person with
the guy with the two rat-faced guy. Yeah.
rat with a deformed rat coming out of his shoulder. Yep. Went back to him thinking that we hadn't accepted the quest line, and he's basically just like, "Oh, you killed the Taskmaster." What was it? I want to say
Taskmaster. Yeah.
Taskmaster. Okay. I thought Task.
Big walrus guy.
Yeah, cool. So we defeated the big walrus guy, and then we went back, and it's like, you killed him, yeah? No. So we go back into the snow, and then we roam for a while. All Suave Matt is very, very angry at me.
Yes, because
for something that I never did.
Because we're running back and forth trying to find this thing because we just didn't have the item. So I say, you know what? I'm tired of this. We're just going to teleport somewhere else. And so I teleport us to another area. I walk around the corner. I find the enemy and I kill him while Cameron's off doing whatever he's doing. I'm like, oh, hey, Cameron, look what I found. And then we find.
It's funny though how many things how many things RNG based Cameron can be blamed for in the space of an hour.
I mean, I think we set a new record on that one.
But yeah, I made sure to do it very carefully after.
Yes, it was like the Indiana Jones scene where you had the idol, and just very carefully.
And then it's instead of like a massive bull chasing me, it's Matt's rage.
I'm standing right behind you, and be like, "Don't screw this up! Don't screw this up, because I'm not doing this again."
Saying that, like, there is because when you go to talk to this rat, there is a small little it's on a boat basically, and you crawl behind. Just to look in to get the armor, to get it. Just out of nowhere, Matt just rolls off the map.
Look, I thought there was ice where there wasn't ice, and suddenly I found myself drowning very, very quickly.
It was just so, like, split second, just like, wait, Matt, did you die?
Yeah, I bet you. It was, yeah. Look, okay, I happened to roll when I shouldn't have rolled. I zigged when I should have zagged.
But
it's fine, don't worry about it.
It was a very satisfying end to our Remnant run. I really hope they make a sequel because...
Yep, me too.
How many games out there have that kind of dungeon crawler feel to them?
Yeah.
Co-op, plus you can tackle enemies in two different ways.
Yeah, and I think the Dark Souls-esque elements of it, I think, work really well. I hope they ease up on the RNG elements, because I think like that last DLC, like almost none of it seemed like RNG, because if it was very very selective. It's
good and bad in an aspect, because like if they, I feel like it's one of those things where once you have done that path, you should be able to choose. I feel like give them the RNG the first time around, but then if you need to go for something in particular, I don't want to be re-rolling the campaign 10 times to just try and get it.
Yeah,
but that's the feature.
Yeah. But in the grand schemes of things...
Mate, imagine if I said that about all my roguelites.
Oh, jeez.
Guys, I know you want to be random, but let me have a perfect seed every time, please.
No. Other than
if
the
I
final
don't get
boss,
perfect seeds, you don't.
I was going to say... Other than the final boss, to which
actually, my seed is pretty perfect.
The frame rate dropped...
God damn it.
To completely nothing.
Yeah.
I think the whole game was pretty polished for the most part.
I would agree.
Especially with the latest DLC.
Yeah, I think the last DLC was really good. I really enjoyed going through the ward, and I like the new ice environments.
The new weapons are really good. The accessories, not so much. I feel like they didn't really add anything to the game. Other than if you're a sadist and you really want to punish yourself.
Yeah.
50% bleed damage, but do 15% bleed to an enemy. Like, why? Just doesn't need to be there.
Don't get hit, get good, basically.
Yeah, like that take 300% damage, but deal an extra
50%, yeah.
50%. Oh, just nuts. Anyway, moving along. I finally got my Long and Winding Road achievement done for PUBG.
Woo!
So, Bazza, who is another Australian... put up a session on TA the other day, and it was just one of those very thrown together kind of sessions. Hey, I'm just getting interest. He got, I want to say 5 people out of all of it, but one of those things that, cool, I got the interest, I didn't think this through, what is the quickest and most efficient way to do this. So I took over the session within 5 minutes, and everybody had 250 kills within, I want to say, 2.5 hours.
That's impressive.
Which was good. So what we did was set up a team deathmatch custom on, what's this? I'm trying to think what this no map is called. It's
Vikendi.
Is it Vikendi or Vostok or something like that?
Vikendi.
Okay.
How do
So, I don't know. I can't remember these things, but
Yeah, it's Vikendi, because I know there was a big hubbub when it came out because, you can see the footprints and stuff. I do not look at the ground at all while I'm playing that game.
neither.
You can see the footprints in the snow. Not once have I looked down at the ground.
Looking for the guys running around with the guns, usually.
And if I did, I would just see my own footprints and I'd follow them. Circles.
Alright. So, going back to the story, essentially the best way I found to run this is to run it with a party of at least 4 people. You need 4 people to start a match. However, you can do 1v3. So, I set the map up to be Vikendi then. On the bridge, get the person on the bridge on the opposite team, and then get everybody just to run in. Match will have 3 rounds of 50 kills each. You'll win with 2 rounds straight. So, rotation of 2 rounds of 50, get 100 kills, move on to the next person until everybody gets their achievements. Worked absolutely beautifully. And for the most part, it's one of those just absolutely ridiculous tasks of, if you've done it a few times, you could easily just watch a movie, one-hand controller, just do it back and forth. Saying that compared to it, 200 kills, 2.5 hours, normal match should be going up 1%, which is about 10 kills. And I would dare say is 10 to 15 minutes on average.
Yeah, but it's fun.
We were just shooting we were just talking that much crap.
Yeah, but people.
Yeah, you don't like socializing. That's the problem.
I know. I like socializing with people I kind of know. I mean,
but even then,
see, I have
their name doesn't rhyme with crad.
I have a thing with TA sessions of just if it's something that I'm confident with and know how to run it, I'll take over the session, and then I will just sing or I'll just do something stupid, and everybody's usually pretty entertained.
Cold
and even sorry, what was that?
Nothing. Just think of more names that rhyme with names that I don't want to be in a party with.
Yeah, cool.
Cold Clown.
Not
it sounds just like it.
It rhymes with it. Just the starting part.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, I think it was a really good session, and Bazza even added me as a friend after and sent me details of how his EB order was yesterday, and how shocking it was, and how disappointed he was to not get a console. I'm just like, oh, buddy, I'm sorry.
Yeah, hashtag me too. Bad.
No, I'm cutting that. I'm cutting that. I'm cutting the fuck out of that.
Okay, I do that a lot. I do that a lot but not on a public facing platform. My bad.
No, me too. Yeah, no, I also have.
And I even said hashtag was the thing.
Yeah, you said the hashtag. Yeah, it's not even ambiguous.
Yeah, no, that was bad. That was bad. I am very sorry.
Nah, it's
Matt.
Fine. It's fine. I got it. Don't worry about it.
I don't even know where we're up to now.
You were talking about how he didn't get his console.
Yeah. So yeah, he didn't get his console, and he's very disappointed. And yeah, I was just like, oh. But...
And you were upset as well because at that time you didn't have a console.
No, I knew.
No, okay. You're like,
I got the message.
Sad with this emotion.
I got the message as soon as you left the party.
Oh boy, that's man. The universe has got great comic timing.
No, I recommended it, and he's just like, "Oh, they're Aussies. Yeah, I'll definitely check this out." Been looking for a little while of you joining the Discord, buddy. Didn't rock up. I'm going to get a message out the blue just saying I listened. I heard this.
Yeah.
but no, good session. Moving on. So those are my 2 games completed for the week. My third one is I got Rainbow Six Siege done.
Excellent.
So the last achievement I needed to do was to get a flawless victory on the ranked mode. What are you changing? I see you in there.
Just fixed your punctuation was all.
Oh yeah, cool.
If I have to look at it, that's the thing.
Okay. Yeah, so basically just woke up 7. I have a weird thing of waking up 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning and just going straight on Xbox. I'm just very early.
I feel like that's maybe not a weird thing as opposed to
I'm a
every person thing.
Huh?
As opposed to everyone who plays Xbox kind of thing.
I don't know. I just seem to be on it very early. But anyway, did Siege without Nick. And yeah.
I bet that was quieter.
Yeah, when Nick's not there, it's a lot easier to concentrate.
It's honestly, it reminds me of Alex when we play Rocket League, because it goes from 0 to 100 and then back to 0.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's in there calling the F and C's and then back to nothing. Back to, oh yeah, I'm back post. No, he's never back post, what am I saying? he never rotates correctly.
But yeah, no, we got a flawless victory on the I'm trying to think of what the map's called. It's basically like a government building, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just absolutely flawless. And I've had a few close games, and then the sides are swapped, and then it's just been we've got rolled. But no, finally got it. It's pretty good. Uninstalled the game. Don't ever have to think about it again because I know they're not going to add DLC after 5 years at this point. It's good. I
mean, they drastically changed the achievements recently. I don't see any reason they wouldn't add more.
I doubt it. I mean, they'll do a next-gen release for it, probably.
They've got a not smart delivery, but smart delivery for it.
Right, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Anyway, moving along around that time, me and Chef were meant to be doing Friday the 13th, to which the wet chef was a sleepy boy, and he fell asleep.
Aww.
And I was very disappointed because I was like, where's my chef buddy? Chef's my racing buddy.
Edu trött, I think is how you say it in Swedish.
Yeah. But yeah, and then he messaged me later in the day, just like, oh, like I'm so sorry. But
you shocked the me.
Me and Drelza got the electronic achievement out of the way. He just helped me quickly grind it out in like 10-15 minutes, and then he just went, yeah, I'm a sleepy boy too, I'm gonna go.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, it's okay. I see how it is. Valak and Mike finish it, and everybody else just can't put in the hard yards.
To be fair, I think they saw what it did to Mike and Valak, and they're like, oh no, I can't end up like that.
If I get majority of it, like I've got like 500 G out of it now, I think.
It's pretty good.
What?
No, I was just, for whatever reason, I just decided to see if I could get a Series S on Microsoft.com. I can. It's in my cart. It's also in a cart with the Series X that's out of stock, and the checkout button is available.
Mm-hmm.
It won't work.
But you need 4?
But I'm like, that's weird that... I just forgot to remove it from my cart. But it's weird that the checkout button it seems to work. I don't want to push it though because I don't want to have to cancel it later.
It's going to be more work again. Anyway, so yeah, did a little bit of Friday the 13th.
But the Series S is in stock on Microsoft.com if you would like one in Australia. Just saying.
And you're saying this now, and then by tomorrow it'll be gone.
Well, it's a day. It's over a day later.
No, what are you talking about? I'm going to put this out tonight. It's fine.
No, I meant over a day later from release of pre-orders.
Yeah, sure.
And check out stuff New Zealand.
Anyway, going along,
New Zealand.
Me and a few of the guys out of AHA decided that we were going to do a bit of Halo 3 and get the free-for-all ranked achievements and that out of the way.
Did they take you?
Huh?
Nothing. No.
Yeah.
Move on.
Keep going.
I feel really sorry for Mike.
Yeah, me too.
Because Mike isn't a scrub like the rest of us, and she actually has some levels behind her name.
Yeah, so Mike is ranked 25, and I think the range for matching up with her would have been, I think 15 was the lowest you could be.
Yeah, it was like plus or minus 10, something like that.
Yeah, so
10 or 12, yeah, I don't know. And then, of course, the only other person to be in that rank that I know of, other than Alex, is Adrian. So you know what Adrian's response was to Mike, pretty much. Just like, I'm going to fully troll with this.
Yeah, well, I mean, Mike is lucky because I reinstalled it just to double check, and I'm ranked 22. Yeah. So I'm at least able to help out there. So we're gonna get the Musketeers back together.
Me, Chef. I'm trying to think who was in that party that day.
Nev, I think, was.
Yeah, Nev. Because those two seemed to match up with me quite a bit. We had Mike's alt account. Mike trying us up but not getting to a match. I feel like there was someone else, and I can't remember who it was. I'm sorry. I know they're from AHA, but I can't think of who it is right now.
Was it Lefty? Was it? No, I don't think it was Lefty.
Yeah, it might have been Lefty, actually.
Yeah.
It might have been Lefty.
Sorry, buddy. I mean, you don't listen to this anyway, so it's fine.
It's fine. You don't care about me. You have the same love for me that Velik has for me.
Oh,
absolutely God nothing.
Just had to turn my recording volume back up.
You know what?
That could
actually,
be said of anyone, really, Cameron.
I
had to make sure the audience could hear that, not just you.
Talking about Saturday too, Velik was actually being nice to me. It was weird.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, usually he's probably drunk or something.
Sick.
Dying?
Could he be dying?
Oh, maybe. He's got the discount Spain Corona.
Oh, jeez. But yeah, we got some of us got most of the free for all stuff done. I think the only other stuff now I need to do is score attack and the 2 0G achievements that definitely don't count towards the completion.
You'll be fine.
They're not that bad. Do.
And the just some of the ranked stuff. Just the ranked team stuff, not the lone wolves, thank God. Other than that, played a little bit of Mad Max. Didn't really pop much in it, but really good game.
Yeah.
Really like it. Don't know what I'm doing half the
10.
time. Have no idea what I'm doing half the time. But I'm like, oh, cool. They just like it. Just it's weird. It feels like a Ubisoft game without being a Ubisoft game.
100%. I mean, essentially, it's go to this place, clear out all the icons, go in a tower, which is actually a hot air balloon, scout out the areas.
Relatively generic open world game.
Oh.
Pretty standard, like Batman-esque combat.
It's very
It's a reskinned Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor.
So yeah, exactly.
And moving on to my final game, I played a bit of Road Company with some randoms the other night for quite a bit, and a little bit of Smite actually.
Oh,
so yeah, getting into a bit more of the high-res stuff because high-res, in my opinion, make really good games. Or at least what I've played of them.
It's fine. You're allowed to have an opinion.
Realm Royale is one of my more favourable battle royales.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, joined some randoms who were really good with steamrolling, to which they all added me and told me that they're going to help me basically get my achievements because, like, oh my god, he's got like nearly 500,000 Gamerscore. Like, oh my god, like it's just so interesting to hear from people outside of the achievement hunting community.
Yeah.
Be surprised by that kind of stuff. To which I kind of just told him, just like, oh yeah, we're just like Steve and Aftos joined the party, and we're just like, oh yeah, like just look up Neomaster, look up ChinDocta. It's like
in that order.
no, other order.
It was look up Chin first, and then it was look up Neo. You're just like, how does Neo have like 1.4? Like, is he just in a wheelchair somewhere? Like, does he have nothing?
He won't.
I mean,
look,
look,
I'm done with him.
I mean, it really depends. I mean, if someone really wants to overtake me, that's probably how they're going to do it, right? It's like I either break my internet or break my legs.
Just changing your password, mate.
Oh, damn it! No, my one weakness.
Yeah.
Internet security.
Are you going to be able to do it now? Oh, you're not going to be able to block me now, are you? You're on a work holiday, are you, mate?
No.
I don't know why I said holiday as opposed to business trip.
Yeah,
True.
Taking a relaxing spa week.
I've been on a work holiday for the last 12 weeks, mate.
Oh, jeez. But yeah, no, they were completely surprised by, like, even Steven's Gamerscore, to which we were absolutely rolling, and then out of nowhere, one of them talks about his mate going to prison for basically the rest of his life for being caught with $500,000 worth of drugs.
Oh.
Yeah, he had a cocaine.
He had a lot of stuff.
That's a cocaine, right?
So yeah,
Yes.
I learned
$500,000. That's how much a cocaine costs.
I learned
I know
of
drugs.
the marketing of drugs, yeah, and like what are some do's and don'ts?
Yes, I know. This is my other podcast that I do. It's like essentially it's like it's like the medium popcorn thing, except like way easier, like way easier.
This guy, no joke, and Stephen will back me up on this. It's just like Shadowless. You just got to think about these things, yeah. I'm like, what do you mean? I've got one apartment, yeah, for myself that has all my stuff, and then I've got another apartment that the cops don't know about that has all my other stuff. You get me? Like, yeah, mate, I get you. Let's just keep winning, you know?
Yeah. He sounds like he's winning. He's hashtag winning.
Oh, that Steven was very uncomfortable in that party. He's like, I just think I need to go, yeah? I'm like, fair enough. I'm like, I'm getting carried hard throughout this, so I'm just going to stay, you know?
Yeah.
To which point, they taught me some really good things with Rogue Company, too. Like, if you get to the end of a defused bomb kind of round, which I think is Demolition in their game type, but I'm not...
No, it's whatever one we did.
Strikeout?
Strikeout.
I can't remember.
Strikeout.
Okay. Basically, they unlocked a melee weapon, like an axe, threw it at one of our teammates that wasn't in the party, and then let me get revives over and over.
Flawless.
To which we got some very interesting messages about. But, yeah, that wraps up my week for 239 Gamerscore. Very interesting week.
Yeah, that's a... Alright, I'll go next, only because I don't think I have that much, relatively speaking. Let me look at Matt's list. No, slightly less than Matt. Okay, so I did the final episode of Tell Me Why.
Mm-hmm. Tell me why.
Okay, I want to say this because I want to say it, and it's probably going to kind of spoil some things, but not really. It felt a lot like Firewatch to me, in the sense
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Do you understand?
Yeah. Yes. Actually. Yeah. Because I also finished it as well.
Yeah. I haven't gone back and replayed to get the last achievements, but it felt very Firewatch.
Yes. And yeah, I can see where that comparison.
If you understand
sense.
what I'm trying to say, yeah.
Yes.
Where it
yes, I do
seems.
Things are not always as there seems, but they might be. But again, it's ambiguous,
and then it kind of just, yeah. And
it has a realistic ending. Let's say.
Yeah. Which
it doesn't
you don't
jump the
expect
shark
from a video
at all.
game. You know, it's
no,
not,
exactly. It's 100% like a real
the
thing.
World, or going back in time and letting your friend die.
Spoilers, but yes.
It's spoilers for a game that's old and terrible.
No. Look, that's subjective to your opinion.
Yes, but okay. Yeah, I'm totally with you. And like, okay, here's the
not
question,
bad though. Not bad.
Yeah, did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Was it satisfying?
That was I was very happy. 8 out of 10. I was very happy 8 out of 10 with that. I mean, it was it wasn't a perfect game, but
no.
I would say that, and even if I enjoyed Life is Strange 1 and 2, I feel like that was still the best of the bunch.
Yep, I actually would 100% agree, and I think actually we only being 3 episodes worked to its really helped actually.
And the release schedule weekly.
Yes,
that not having 2-3 months in between, not really remember what happened, needing a last time on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Don't steal my Twitter jokes.
I did say it was a good Twitter joke today.
It was very good.
Good.
But yeah, so I thoroughly enjoyed it.
You totally called the ending though. Parts of it.
No, I was. I mean, people were there, but they weren't relevant.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was going to be a more direct thing, but it turns out to actually not matter really.
But I did not pick the alternate at all.
Okay.
I did not. I had not seen that come. I didn't see that coming in the slightest.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I mean, it makes sense now.
Yeah,
but I did not see that in the slightest.
Anyway, yeah, well, let's maybe not talk too much more around.
No,
it,
that's I'm trying to skirt around it because it is very new and it is very the story is the game.
Yeah,
like that's so I'm trying to skirt around as much as possible. I did struggle a little bit with the very final section, trying to clear out anything. Like I don't know where my stuff is. What?
I
couldn't find all my stuff because I was on the phone when I used the laptop.
Yeah.
And so I didn't go back to the laptop because
I see. Right. Okay.
Because I read the thing while I was on the phone, and so I was like, okay, that was the interaction. So I was literally wandering for about 20 minutes trying to find the stuff. Yeah.
Because it wouldn't leave the house.
Yeah,
right, okay.
Felt really... I got to the car, I guess I just get in the car. Oh, I can't... And I just looked at the car. I'm like, alright, that was weird that I just looked at it. Okay, maybe the door handle? Oh, I can't leave my stuff here. I'm like, oh god, what stuff? What? Yeah. But no, great game. Fantastic game. Wasn't sure if I was going to say that before going into it. Just giving track record, but absolutely fantastic. Played a teensy little bit of Goner. It left Game Pass, I think, earlier this month. And I had tested it like after it had supposedly left and I could still access it, so I thought maybe it was still in Game Pass. I think my GameShare partner owns it and won it in a competition or something, because I can still purchase it, but I still have access to it, so I did some achievements just because I was like, oh, okay, it does work. I guess I'm going to play it now for a bit. Briefly went through and got some achievements. I will go back to it eventually now that, I don't know that I will now that I have access to it forever. It's a tough thing. Played one of the newer, sometimes you titles, Norman's Great Illusion. I think it's just kind of... There was story, but I skipped all of it. But it was like... It was... From what I got, it was essentially like... I don't want to say communist, but maybe that's that type of a life. So you just sort of... You went to work and you followed the party line and you did the right thing, and like whenever there was someone spreading propaganda flyers, you outed them and you got rewarded. So like, I don't
dystopian 1984 stuff.
That's kind of, but without all of the supervision.
Right. Okay.
More just like control from the government. But you basically you play a timing rhythm game, a timing game to drive your car to work. So a line bounces off the end of a bar and you have to get it within a green section. So on the rebound it comes to the green section, you hit A, and if you do it good then you drive your car good and you don't crash it. And then you get to work and you're given a max of 12 basic math puzzles. So it would be 2 times 3 plus 6. Okay, 12, enter. Basically along those lines. It goes into brackets. It does not have exponents, so you do need to know bod mass. But real simple. If you get more than 10, you get a bonus. You get like 5 bonuses. You get a promotion, which is part of an achievement. But the walkthrough on TA is great. It's a very simple game. There's really not much to say, and there's not much else to the game. Right. That's basically it. Yep. Played some more PUBG as well. I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but I did get the 10 kills while driving a vehicle achievement. So I just went into a solo game and hit 10 people with a car. Got that. And I got the close quarter combat kills. So I'm probably about halfway to the 1,000, and I am at like 88 out of 101 matches started. So I've probably got another 80 to go, maybe 60 probably, given that I am not sort of getting one kill because I was trying to get a grenade kill as opposed to
crossbow.
So maybe 50 to 60, I would say, because I probably average more than 10. Now that I can use whatever weapon I want, a bit easier. So yeah, that did that. And for the Leapfrog, which has just very recently entered day 10, where I need to get 10 achievements, I've basically just been playing Mr. Masagi Mayo Edition. Has 87 achievements, super easy game, takes like an hour to complete, so that's basically carried me through the whole thing.
Jesus.
Yep. I was like, I bought it specifically for the Leapfrog because it was like $7. So, yep. So I'm going to use that tonight, get my 10, continue being a member of the 100% Club, which is under 100 members at this point, I think. So good for us. Sucks to be a failure who got kicked out of that club. Not you guys specifically, I mean anyone in this round who got eliminated.
Can't get kicked out if you're never part of it.
Yeah, no, I just meant like you guys sort of, you missed out early, and that's fine. I will laugh at people in like the group of people who have all the badges, like, oh yeah, we're going to try help. I'm like, we're going to try help people keep their badges. We want this. It's a shrinking club size, but we're trying to help everyone. I'm in the background going, die. Fail.
Fall off the wagon.
Lose.
Do it.
Basically, I'm sitting in the background going, die, Xbox, die. Don't scan in time. Just I want people to get knocked out of that group. That's all I want. And maybe I'm a terrible person, but I'm definitely a terrible person, and I want everyone else to lose except me.
Yep.
But that got me 2,180 game score for the week. Not a super impressive week, but I've also been a little bit busy with work and life.
It gets in the way sometimes.
Yeah, it does. It's really annoying. Especially trying to marry your cousin.
That's not even inside baseball. That's just a joke that's not going to make sense.
No, yeah, that's right. That's literally for you two and no one else.
It's okay.
Except for the questions in the podcast channel that are going to be what?
It's okay. The audience will cop it on the chin.
No.
So will she.
No. Oh, okay. God. She might listen to this anyway.
Oh God. Kill. Die.
Abort. All right.
Oh dear.
I guess I'll go next because I'm the last one left.
I would hope so.
By process of elimination, I will talk about my video games.
We could quickly call Tarragon and see.
He seems to be playing a lot.
He's top of the scoreboard.
So this week we did Remnant, like we talked about. That was good fun. I did some more Tom Clancy's The Division, finished the Underground DLC, so now it's just trying to get those last 26 wins in Last Stand, and then I need to find a sucker to go through the survival mode with me, so we can get those 100 pieces of equipment, which is a pain, but gotta do it. Finished up Dead Island Riptide, got last achievement. Thankfully, Mike was very, very helpful, and we managed to get together, and it turns out that I missed one of the co-op missions right at the end of one of our sessions. I quit out, and she must have got it, but I didn't for some reason, so by the time when we got back to that one, unlocked immediately, so that was really, really good. Finished Riptide GP Renegade, finally. Decided, I was like, you know what, I can just do this. Watched the videos on where all the shortcuts were, just for the maps that I was struggling with, and then pretty much smashed all of them first try. Actually had quite a bit of fun with that game, even though it's a racing game. It's very stylish.
Very good arcade.
Yeah, really good, like arcade racer, but again, just too repetitive. Like, it could have been half as long, it would have been twice as good. Also did Tell Me Why, like we talked about. I kind of pegged the ending, but also didn't. So I I was impressed with it, and I really hope that they sort of take this as the model going forward to make interesting but maybe slightly more realistic stories.
Not mopey teenage.
No, not really. Like, it was a lot more adult stuff that was actually quite interesting.
I mean, like, no more mopey teenagers in the future.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be some. You know, there are a lot of teenagers in the world, and they have a lot of angst. I also did some Neverwinter. So, finally did the Infernal Citadel DLC. Did the dungeon. Got the achievement for jumping on a random pillar that's out in the middle of nowhere. We got it done first try. Thank you to Never Whatevers, the greatest guild of all time. They're all achievement hunters as well, which is good because I got to whip it out, and just we were just, you know, it was very funny because it was like they were like, oh yeah, you know, I've got like this much, and I was like, oh yeah, you know, I've got this much. And they check out my profile, and yeah, it's kind of lose their minds for a bit, which is always funny. And so whenever someone who doesn't know about it joins, they always try to push them to have a look at it. Yeah, so good to that. So I have 2 achievements left in that game. One of them I definitely am going to get. The other one is probably, if I earn that achievement, it will probably be the most difficult achievement on my tag, bar none. Yeah, I would say, yeah, if I get through the Hallister trial without dying, that will be the hardest achievement on my tag, and that will give me the completion pretty much by the time I get to that, until they release a new DLC pack. I'd say that would be my proudest completion ever, by far. They have said that they've got no plans to move Neverwinter over to the next-gen platforms. Whether that means they just keep updating it on the Xbox One for the next 10 years, I don't know. But we'll see. I'm finally starting to catch up. But they're doing their best to mess us up. But I'm definitely behind on everything, so I've got a lot of work to do there. And then the last thing I played was Observation, which is a Game Pass game that Alex recommended, who got the recommendation from Valak, I believe. Where you play the AI on a space station that's just suddenly gone through like power's gone, they've hit something or something weird's gone on, and you're just trying to figure out and reboot your systems and help the survivor of this crash or whatever, and try and figure out what's going on. It is fantastic. It is I think almost like a 10 out of 10 game. 100% the kind of game that I enjoy. It's all about exploring your environment, learning things about it, putting pieces of the puzzle together, understanding that you probably won't understand. Like, there are things in the game that just you won't understand. You just kind of have to go with. But there are things that you're like, oh, why is this happening? Or who is this person? Or why are they doing this? And you kind of learn and piece things together. I don't know if it would work with a sequel, but man, it has an ending. It's there's some weird stuff going on there. It's like 2001 Space Odyssey levels of like weird stuff with AI, and yeah, I think it was great. So I would highly recommend that game. I think it came out this year. I would say that's probably one of my games of the year for sure.
Collectible guide? No collectible guide.
100% collectible guide. You're going to need one because
do you have what one did you use?
There's actually a guide. There's a full game guide on I think on Game Pressure.
Okay, yeah, that has good.
Yeah, usually pretty good. I think they have pretty much all the collectibles. They missed one, I think. When you go into the reactor room, there is an extra piece of paper that you'll probably see anyway and scan. And because they say, "Oh, scan this one," and I scanned the wrong one, and I was like, "Hang on, that's not what they said." So I turned around and found it. So
okay,
not too bad.
You walk around, or you like?
No,
is it like camera to camera jumping?
It's camera to camera. You eventually get like a little drone that sort of floats around the space station.
Okay. Yeah.
But you kind of go between that and camera to camera.
Yeah.
It's like it took me like 6 hours. Like you could probably get it done in 4 to 5. I kind of took my time and tried to use the guide for the collectibles if I could.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at doing, but I couldn't find a good guide that was sort of non-tell you how to play.
It's kind of difficult because so what I did was when you get to new areas, the Game Pressure guide tends to go and say, hey, go to these areas and pick up all the collectibles.
Okay, all right.
But there are some good video guides as well. But if you ever get stuck, let me know because I know that space station like the back of my hand now. So I would say so that puts me at 2,495 for this week.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, observation was also on my list, but it's, just one of those things.
One of those things I haven't got around to yet.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Games.
What's been on sale, mate?
Sorry, I was looking at the article Cameron put in news. Yeah, Telstra are still on wave 1 of all access. That has not gone down super well.
Wave 2 got pushed into Wave 1.
Yeah, no, they were still on wave 1 up to like an hour ago that I was seeing. Like where people are just not using it.
How many people do you know that are going?
I know no people that other than Tarragon who tried. I know no one. I have a lot of people on Twitter who work at Telstra and are like, yeah, no, we're still at wave 1 if anyone would like a Series X.
Wow.
I've got a mate that got into it and then got the email about them potentially getting it around the 9th of November.
Yeah.
But, it's interesting.
Trust me, people are not utilizing that anywhere near as much as I expected.
But I think Telstra is probably not making it as easy as they need to.
Look,
No, and early adopter is not likely to go down that route.
Yeah.
Come Christmas, you may see those numbers
you get
bump
uptake.
up.
But I think the thing is that Telstra and Microsoft are going to need to push this in their advertising, and I just haven't seen anything for it.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, a parent looking for a Christmas present is not seeing this.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the problem. But and fair enough. Yeah, pre-orders. It makes sense that it's not super popular either.
Yeah, it's not really the right fit.
Yeah,
That'd basically just be seeing all the articles of, the Series X sold out in 14 minutes with the pre-orders.
yeah.
That was for eBay.
That's okay.
Anyway, moving on with game
Sales.
tips.
Now on my page is just that article. Alright. We do have some Gamerscore games. We also have a delisting because now I am store integration manager on True Achievements, which means I can update the sales. I can't directly update the sales article, but I can regenerate sales articles. I can push sales articles if they haven't gone through. And I now access a channel that tells me delistings. So,
Nice.
Microsoft Bingo for Windows 10, which also is Windows Phone and Windows 8 because they use the same store link, delisted.
Oh, just out of nowhere.
Yep, just out of nowhere. All regions, delisted. So, if you wanted that, sorry. Like,
Okay.
obviously not much I can do about it now, but like I'm just letting you know that if you wanted it, it's too late. Shut it. I let them out, they bark at the window. I let them in, they bark at the door. I can kill them. Okay, sales this week for Gamescore games. We have Agent A Puzzle in Disguise, which is 75% off, $3.74. Stormboy, 80% off, $1.19. Screw you, Mr. Percival.
I knew you.
Much like these dogs deserved to die.
Oh my god.
Moving along,
He was a bad boy. Okay, I think actually people are. Yeah, someone else.
I'll
take
keep
over,
going.
please. Sorry.
The Office Quest is 25% off for $8.99. Free Fourths Home Extended Edition, 80% off for $1.99. Do you have anything nice to say about that game? Because
That game is awful. It is it's a dumpster fire. But it's an
you
easy
mess
dumpster
around
fire.
with radio.
Yeah, I just don't even see what the point of the game was. I mean, I know it's like a narrative experience, but they might as well just made it a visual novel.
It's a boring narrative experience.
I hear Office Quest is good, by the way. So.
Okay, I haven't played it yet. I need to put it on my list. Uncanny Valley, 80% off for $2.59. Recommend, pick it up.
Yep, I would say so. It's a sort of pixel art side-scrolling. I don't want to say shooter. It's more like a sort of puzzle game with some like minor stealth and shooting mechanics in it, but it's really more about the story.
Cool. So I might pick that up then for potential purchases because I don't think I've bought anything game-wise in a while, easy-wise.
Yeah.
Recommendation, I'm going to recommend Untitled Goose Game. I believe it's still in Game Pass.
I think it is still, yes. That's a good place to play. I think have they added the co-op mode to that yet?
I believe...
I think today or tomorrow, local co-op.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I think it was meant to be sometime this week.
No achievements, as far as I'm aware, but yeah.
but Nikita wants me to play that with her, so I'll probably do that at one stage. Just
Yep.
honk around.
It's great.
My main recommendation for the week is going to be Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition HD, 50% off for $22.47. Just very easy. Basically, the story of Final Fantasy 15, just cuter,
Yeah, and
much
actually,
cuter.
playable and not dragged out. And the only problem with it is that it's a bit of a grind to finish it up. But the story itself, I think, actually condenses really, really well into that sort of format. I actually had a really good time with that game.
Pocket Edition works surprisingly well. What about you, Matt? What are you recommending?
I'm going to recommend Devil May Cry. DMC Devil May Cry. DMC : Devil May Cry : Definitive Edition, 67% off, $9.89. I've recommended it before. I know that some people, I know that DMC purists got very upset when this game came out. But for scrubs like me, it's the right level of difficulty. If you bash your head against it, you can get through it. It's not that difficult. It's stylish as hell, and I think it's pretty funny. And I love the way it looks. It has that has a very They Live feel to it, which is a great movie. Which, if you haven't seen, has Roddy Rod Piper in it fighting Keith David. So definitely watch that movie.
Yep.
It's so good.
I only know that movie because
from Saints Row
4.
Saints Row 4, where they just basically rip off the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my other recommendation is Nier Automata, Become as Gods edition, 50% off, $19.99.
Great.
And incredible. That year it came out, it was my game of the year. Just an incredible narrative experience about sexy robots. Male and female.
It was last year, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
2019?
2018, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, 2018.
Yeah. Well, at least the Xbox release, because I know it came out a year after the original.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would highly recommend that game. I mean, I know that AHA just finished up. I just finishing up this month playing it as their
Book club game?
book club game. I know that Mike thinks that it's not that great. She's wrong.
Absolutely wrong.
100% wrong.
But that's
we
okay.
Keep telling,
People are allowed
it's
to
fine.
be wrong.
Totally fine to be wrong. But I 100% recommend it if you haven't already played it, which you should have already.
Yeah. I think it's also in Game Pass? Yeah, it's in Game Pass too.
I
Is
think
Game
it
Pass?
is.
Oh, is it? Okay, yeah. Play it there then. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And xCloud, so,
Nice.
you can do that.
If you're not in Australia.
Or New Zealand.
Or New Zealand.
Or Japan, who got added to the beta but aren't in the release.
Oh, really?
when
That's
they were
even worse.
Do you remember when they were added to the beta?
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't think India is on the full release either.
Okay,
It's
I guess
basically just Europe and America.
Who would have guessed?
Yeah, what a surprise. My recommendation, I'm going to go with two things. I'm going to go the Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind DLC, because that's finally on sale, so I'm going to buy that.
How
How much is it on sale for?
It's only 25% off. It's
okay.
still quite pricey, but for
Pretty steep.
a
I can wait.
40
It'll
to
get-
50 hour DLC,
Yeah, it's a lot
that's
to
what they're
it.
saying. So
I can
okay, I think I'm in US prices. I'm in Canadian. Let me go to Australia real quick.
wait. We do too much jumping around.
No, I default to Canada. It is. How do I spell Kingdom Hearts? Where in this? Xbox One DLC. There we go. It's 25% off. It's basically $30. It's a little bit more than $30. Or
Okay.
pay $45 and get Remind plus concert video. So you can
Oh, yeah, that
watch
sounds great.
the concert video. Yep. Also recommend, and this is out on a limb. This is quite different for me, and I bet it's on Game Pass as well. No, it's not good. Final Fantasy 15 multiplayer Comrades.
Okay, yeah.
Is the superior Final Fantasy 15 Comrades version.
Okay, no, I'm thinking about this wrong because the discontinued achievements are the ones that
on
are
the
part of-
on the
The
part of
DLC itself,
discontinued are on Final Fantasy 15, but they're not discontinued on the PC, and the PC version is in Game Pass, so you can get those achievements.
Just don't nag us to help you.
I will help you with this version. I can't help you with the other version. I will basically, except
Can you
there's one
clear it up?
achievement where we need a group of 4. For everything else, I can basically solo you through everything because I spent the time grinding the original, and that was hell because the loading times were about 30 times longer than they are here. Because and I don't know, I'm sure I've said this on the podcast before. What they did was they would you're in this DLC, so you basically load into a small section and it's Monster Hunter. You fight a monster, you beat it, you leave the section. So that small section is probably it's 20 seconds to get from one side to the other. It's really, they're not big sections. What it would do though is take that tiny section that you're loading into, put it onto the entire map of Final Fantasy 15, and just load everything for you to access this one small section.
Yep.
So you would load the entire map to use like 20 square meters.
In order to make an apple pie from scratch, you must first create the universe.
Yeah. That was basically... and I know that because sometimes the game would glitch out and I wouldn't get loaded back into like the city or the waiting area, and I would just walk back because I knew the map. And I went, oh, right. Yeah, I mean, it didn't work, obviously, but I would just walk the 10 minutes from where I was back to the... And I'm like, oh, this is terrible. This is why everything takes on. But this version does not do that as far as I'm aware. It's much better. It is quite difficult, but I'm pretty sure there's nothing you have to do. Oh, there's a couple things you have to do solo, but they're very simple, relatively speaking.
Yeah.
But it's a fantastic game. I love it. You should definitely play it, and it is one I keep installed in case people need help. That's how much I enjoy it. Okay. That was my recommendation. Purchases, obviously Matt's not going to purchase anything. Cameron?
I already said it before, but maybe Uncanny Valley.
Yep. Okay, fair enough. I think I had, and I don't know if they were in this sale, I had Headspun, which is in this sale. Obviously the Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC I'm probably going to get. Maiden Tower, or Meiden Tower, which is the Kemco title for the week. And I think that was all that was in this sale. I know that I'm getting other things, but they are either release sales or not. Yeah. I'm getting a couple other games that are like on 20% release sales. Like Projection, which was... I think that was at the... I can't remember what PAX Australia that booth it was at, but it's the one where you have to move the lantern to move the light source to create the shadows to create the platform.
That was is it the same developer as Stormboy?
I don't know if it was Blowfish. Was it Blowfish? Yes, it is Blowfish.
Yeah, it's Blowfish.
Yeah, and I thought it might be, but I couldn't remember. Yeah, so that's basically on a release sale. It's $30 Australian down to 23. So it's
the only reason
15% off something.
The only reason I remember that was because you were talking to the guys there, telling them how much Mr. Percival sucks.
Yeah, I talked to the person that made the game because the book people approached them, not the other way round. I'm like, man, you did really well considering like the source material was so basic. I'm glad it was true to the story and Mr. Percival died because he deserved it. But yeah, and they're like, oh, that's an interesting take.
I mean, they should listen to this podcast, mate. It's nothing but your interesting takes.
I just remember like the other Kirby being there.
Oh yeah, Kirby Doppelganger.
The absolutely random Asian that I have a photo of in my phone.
Yeah, no, that's going in the podcast discussion if you've still got it.
Yeah,
it's like once the podcast drops, and just caption it other Kirby. I looked at it. I'm like, at first I thought, when was I there? And then went, oh wait, that's not me.
That's a really good doppelganger then, if you almost can't tell.
Like, just at a glance, I'm like, when did he take that photo of me? Oh, it's okay, not me.
It's
all right,
not me.
Yeah. And I will now because I'm super prepared, I'm going to tell you what the new releases that are worth talking about are. for the week. Just reading through my notes. Mafia Definitive Edition comes out on Friday.
Oh, okay.
That is one that I'm definitely going to pick up one stage. I don't think it's going to be a day one, but Mafia, the original, is an amazing game to the point I played it so much that my dad broke the disc.
I think Nexamon Extinction comes out then as well, which is the Pokemon ripoff.
Yep.
Yep.
Which I'm probably going to get because
One of many. Yeah.
I'm probably going to do the same.
Because I don't think the
Why
list
not?
is terrible either. I think it's a reasonable list. And Word Sudoku by Paugi. Because I like
yes, of course, that quality release.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea if this list is hard or not. Find and capture every Nexamon in the game. There we go. There it is.
Cool. Gotta catch them all.
Yeah.
Gotta catch 'em on, Nexamon.
I don't think we're even... I think that's riskier to have than the damn Bluey intro.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna get shut down, demonetized.
We will move on to the community questions right now because you guys are using the channel. Love it. And Isaac is still emailing us. Love it. So Isaac gets in first. Are there any games with moderately easy game score that you just can't push yourself to complete, and what's holding you back? I will go first. I have the two off the top of my head are Jack Quest and iZombie. Was that what it is?
Yep, iZombie.
Yeah, iZombie. iZombie. Look, I understand it's an easy game for the most part. There's just like a couple levels that I can't 3-star, and then I keep trying and get frustrated. Like I'll only do like 3 attempts, get frustrated, leave it for months, come back to it, don't really remember what I'm doing, try again, fail, leave it for 3 months. So if I stuck at it, I'm sure it'd be fine, but I just don't want to. And Jack Quest, I just don't enjoy it, and so I get like halfway in, don't really know where I'm going or what I'm doing, quit, go back to it, have to restart because I don't remember where I'm going or what I'm doing, get to basically the same point and go, man, this still sucks. And then, yeah. I don't know what it is about those two games, but they're just... my brain can't handle them. Yeah, what about you guys?
Matt, you can go first.
Yeah, so I've got 2 as well. Unsurprisingly, they're ones that have shown up during my 360 cleanup collection. Mm-hmm. So Nicktoons MLB. I'm really bad at baseball. I've got 3 achievements left. One of them is they get... Yeah, exactly. That's a good joke, by the way.
Thanks.
One of the achievements is like get all the other achievements. So I have 2 achievements left. I need to get a double play, and I need to score at least 10 runs with a single character. So if you get bases loaded, that's 3. You get a home run, that's 4. Yeah, it's awful when I hate it. And so I tried to go back to it and just was having absolutely no luck with it. Because getting a double... So, for those who don't know about baseball, a double play is essentially when someone else is on the first base, the batter hits the ball, you catch it, or you catch it, throw them out, and then while the other person is running to second base, you get them out as well.
Yeah, so it's 2 people out in a single play.
Yeah, which is a pain because the only real way to do it consistently is to play on a high difficulty so that they actually hit the ball. Mm-hmm. But not so high that they hit home runs every time and just completely wipe the floor with you.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, eventually I guess I'll go back to it, but I've been really not enjoying it. And then the other one is Worms, the original Worms, like I talked about the other week. I've got 8 more challenge levels to do, provided that I don't just kamikaze myself off the side of the map again and just want to throw my controller through my new TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, see, I'm having a bit of a hard time with these last 40 or so non-backwards compatible games. But, we'll get there. What about you, Cameron?
I really can't think of anything off the top of my head. Like, I know that everything that I haven't touched at this point is, for the most part, still possible. It's just current mood at that time. Like, if I'm in a bad mood, like, I just can't pull myself through it. And then the only stuff I can really think of is stuff like Wheelspin Frenzy. where it's just the last, like, it's an easy game, but then at the very end of it, it just has that stupid achievements that just take add 5 hours to the game for no sake.
Yeah, I'm glad they don't really do that much anymore.
But for the most part, I can't really think of anything that's that bad that I would define as easy.
I'm the best game.
I just don't have time. That's all it is.
When did you become Canadian?
I'm sorry, the Count.
Okay.
One night.
Would you like to see more Minecraft Microsoft IP on different consoles with achievements, like Minecraft on the Switch? That was from Fight Club. I mean, yes.
100%. Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
Depends.
Switch,
I don't want Gears on there because I'm not going to do it. So. No.
Yeah. Just put relatively, I don't need all the Ratalaika trash, and I don't need 200-hour completions. I need decent stuff that we put in a Game Pass collection that would take me. Yeah, is the
Hellblade.
100% right answer.
Give me stuff that's an indie that I've never played before, because
Is that a Microsoft IP? That's
Yeah.
the king. That's the kicker there. Microsoft IP. Yes, I would, as long as it's the right IP.
Yeah.
And it also needs to be viable in that handheld format. Like, Ori is fantastic because it is. That's...
Go for it. Would you do Halo? No.
Halo
Yeah,
would be...
Halo, okay.
No.
I wouldn't do Halo on handheld.
But you're going to do it on xCloud.
Yeah, and to be
I
fair,
still wouldn't do it on xCloud.
Switch you can always put on the TV.
With a Pro Controller.
Yep.
Yeah, but
no, I wouldn't do Halo.
I wouldn't do Halo. I wouldn't do Gears. I'd do Forza,
No,
Yeah,
I wouldn't do Forza.
but that's just me.
Hellblade.
Hellblade, yeah.
Ori's on there. I do the
Skyrim.
Ori sequel. Wait, yeah,
Cuphead.
Skyrim. Yeah.
It's a Microsoft IP now.
Yeah. Are they going to backdate retroactive footage?
Oh, I hope so.
That'd be great.
That would be great. Yeah, I don't think so.
Now
but-
Microsoft Skyrim on the Switch, not just Skyrim, Microsoft Edition.
Are all Bethesda's
Microsoft presents.
Are all Bethesda's titles, I guess, the latest titles on the Switch?
Pretty much.
Doom is?
Fallout 76
Doom
is
Eternal?
Not Doom Eternal, I don't think. Doom 2016 is on there, but
Wolfenstein is, but not Youngblood.
not
I
Young
think.
Blood. Oh no. I think it is, but it turned out really bad. I can't remember if it was one.
Yeah,
one of the
Youngblood I
Wolfensteins.
think is on the Switch. Eternal is close to being on the Switch, apparently.
Yeah,
Dishonored?
they worked on it.
I would say not.
Don't think so.
I don't think it's big enough.
Fallout.
Don't think Fallout ever made it across.
No Fallout on the Switch, just Shelter.
I can think Doom and Wolfenstein without a doubt, but everything else is very
Yeah.
questionable to me. And I own a Switch. So.
I mean, there's going to be the next model of Switch is rumored to come out next year anyway, so...
Yeah, Youngblood's on the Switch.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, that sort of updated model. The new Switch, or whatever they call it. What's a ridiculous naming convention?
Is
Sea of
it?
Thieves.
Is it actually a new Switch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, it's not confirmed. but
Iteration.
The next iteration of the Switch. So whether that's going to be like a big power increase or not, I don't know. I mean, obviously, it'll be compatible with current Switch games.
NVMe drive.
Exactly. There you go.
This is
a
a giant thing
huge.
sticking out the back.
I was going to say the giant heat sink they just strapped to the back of it. You actually have to wear it as a backpack.
Yeah.
I would do
And
Sea
run.
of Thieves.
You have to run the
on
whole
Switch.
time. Sorry, Cameron.
Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, a lot of the rare stuff would work out pretty well. Actually, a lot of Banjo-Kazooie.
Stylistic.
Banjo-Kazooie would be perfect. He's already in
Battletoads.
Smash.
Yep.
The new No, that's not. I was going to say Spiritfarer, but that's not. It's just Game
No.
Pass.
Game Pass, yeah.
I was going to say, going into the next generation, do we think we're going to see more?
No.
Doubt it.
I just think it's going to. I don't think the Switch is going to keep up.
Well, no.
I think the relationship's there. It's whether
Oh
they
yeah,
wanna-
no, but I don't think the handheld will keep up, and I think downgrading it enough so that it doesn't run like trash on the Switch will do a disservice to the game itself. Like it.
Yeah, I think it's more likely you potentially get some sort of xCloud partnership running on there with a limited catalog.
Yeah.
Maybe only with that. First party stuff that isn't competing with what's on Microsoft, also what's on Nintendo Store.
Yeah. Yeah, but yes, we would. It's just it kind of depends on what ones really.
Pick the right ones.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls Online would be good.
God, now they own that, don't they? That's awful.
They do own that.
That's horrific.
Yep.
Oh God.
Okay. Saber Lone Wolf asks, "What are some of your digital dust games that you definitely won't be starting anytime soon?" Starting? I have no idea.
Risen 3.
What did you say? Risen 3?
Yeah, I said Risen. Yeah, Risen 3 is on my list. It's on my non-backwards compatible 360 game. It is on there. It's one of the only ones I haven't started.
Digital dust games.
I don't know because I started Risen 2 because it came up in UHH, probably against you. No, my luck.
No, not me.
No, it wasn't you. I think it was. Yeah, it came up in one of my UHHs ages ago, and I got like the first achievement. Like it was my lowest. It was like a 1.2 or something, or 1.1.
Yeah.
And I got that one, and now I'm stuck with it. And there isn't a good walkthrough on TA. There are some decent ones around the place, but they're very disjointed and not achievement focused.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm not starting 3 until I finish 2, and I've had two sitting on like 5 achievements for the last like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
So that's and then there's my whole Xbox One back catalog, which I don't even look at anymore.
Yeah, I got, whilst looking in my game collection on TA, I was reminded of the title that I will now be saying for this answer. And I don't even remember what it is properly. I want to say it's Valkyria Chronicles 4. Is that what that is? Yep. Or is it just Valkyria 4? I don't remember what it's
Valkyria Chronicles 4, yeah. The tactics one, rather than the Revolution one.
The tactics one's the weird spin-off tactics one, as opposed to the sensible action RPG that I got in Valkyria Revolution. Yeah, Valkyria Chronicles 4. I purchased that probably for like $40-$50. I'm not touching it.
Yeah.
I'm Rogue Company as well. Sorry to whoever gave me that code. I played like 10 minutes of it. Really glad I didn't pop an achievement. Nah, not having a bar of it.
Yeah, I wish I'd done the same with Wolfenstein too, as I always say. That would have been the perfect one to set on my backlog for the rest of my life.
Or play on an old.
Yeah, so that's the other alternative. But I did kind of want to see the ridiculous story.
Yeah.
What about you, Cameron? Got anything?
I can't think of anything. Like, it's just time for me.
There's nothing that you are never going to play because you bought it and regretted it?
I'm really trying to think hard of like what I just absolutely hate. Because it comes to the glitchy games pretty much that I just try and pick up and then I go, oh well, this isn't for me.
I find a lot of those games that are platformers in the style of Limbo and they have the same achievement for dying less than 5 times. Why are there so many of those?
I don't know.
It's just like I just want to play through the game, man. Yeah.
We just got Shantae Risky's Revenge on TA.
Oh. Okay.
Director's cut. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That was the one that was a DS game.
Yeah. I was going to say, so they're bringing some of the older ones. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Also, Feather. I feel like that's...
I'm trying to think really hard of like what I want to... Like, just going through my last few pages on the list, though. The only... maybe like Pac-Man Championship Edition, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff that I've just bought for the sake of it. Like, there's so many games on here that I do want to play, but I just don't have time to.
Sure.
Yeah.
But saying that, I don't have a completionist mindset. Like
I was going to say you've got other things to work on, mate. You got plenty of things already on your tag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I'm a completionist. They're like, I'll get there. Okay. I'm really glad I thought of answers to all these questions beforehand. Valaxy, with people saying Avengers is a good game or okay game, I'm wondering, what game have you played and loved, but from the original trailer it seemed like it was going to be a complete disaster? I don't usually watch trailers.
Neither. You see stuff at E3 and stuff, maybe.
Yeah. But... so I'm going to go with a game that was critically bad, but I loved. How's it? Or a game that is generally hated, but I loved. And I don't know that I've ever said this one on the podcast, but it's one that's well known from me. Toro, the bullfighting game. I don't know why.
The only bullfighting game is the bullfighting category on TA still?
It's bull sports now, so that we can have the bull riding and the rodeo one.
Bull sports.
Shut up. It's a legitimate genre.
Yeah, okay. Sure, there's more than one game in it, so...
Yep, there's 3. I think there's a Connect one from the 360. No, but I don't know why I love this game, but this game is a 5 out of 5 game for me. It is a 10 at this. It is a perfect score game for me. I have just something about the gimmicky graphics and the controls are terrible, and it all being timing based, but it doesn't tell you whether you're early or late. You just have to kind of be like, I guess I didn't get it that time. I don't know why I love it, but I love it. And I went into it expecting trash, because that's all I'd heard about it was how awful it was, and it was a perfect game for me. Either of you? Not Toro, your game, please.
I'm trying to think of what's being considered bad, though. Like, what...
Man, throw out any game and I'll tell you.
Yeah, I've got I've got a pretty low threshold for bad. Like, I'll play just about anything.
Yeah, same.
But what is a bad one that you've loved?
I really enjoyed the Terminator Resistance game.
Okay,
I think
that's the newer one, right?
The newest one that just came out. Actually, I
think that's actually done okay for like critically and with the customer.
Yeah, like it's a surprisingly good game. Like I had actually a really good time with it. Like I like looking at it, I was like, okay, this is going to be like another Terminator Salvation game. It'll be just like the movies. It'll just be terrible, like a cash grab movie license thing. Like I think actually like a lot of the movie license stuff is probably where this sort of fits in, because you're just used to it just being absolute trash.
Yeah.
And like so seeing something like this late in the generation, but like actually was a really, really competent game. It didn't overstay its welcome. I enjoyed the story. There was like conversation trees and upgrade paths, and yeah, I thought it was great.
I thought of one.
Yep.
The culling. Just because
the original culling was not considered terrible.
Look,
it wasn't successful, but it was not considered terrible.
Okay,
not even close to a complete disaster.
I can't even think. I honestly can't think of anything in my tag that I would classify as a disaster.
Have you played Pimp My Ride?
I have it. I don't know if I played it or not. Sorry, I don't know if I played it on this tag, but I didn't.
Right.
I don't consider it a bad game.
I mean, I do. I very much do. I mean, I still finished it, but
like, I'm trying to think outside of Xbox 2, what I've played that could probably be considered like really bad. Because usually when I think of games that are bad to me, it's technical failures rather than poor story, poor visuals, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like I've attempted to play the game multiple times, but it's just crashed on me to the point that I can't.
I mean, Yasai Ninja I enjoyed as well. It wasn't Toro levels of brilliant, but I did enjoy that game.
That game looks terrible, and I think that actually is probably the best answer for this one, because I still need. I played a bit of it, and actually I'm having a decent time with it, but I need someone to go through the co-op with. But it's all local, so guess what, Allison? You're up.
It's really not hard. It honestly, like, it's only those platforming sections, and I think you can just retry them as many times as you want.
Cool.
But it's just that unless you can control both controllers at the same time, you basically need to get on a moving platform. It's literally only the one level. You get on a moving platform, the platform moves away, the screen can only pull back so far, so eventually the screen just pushes you off the platform because it goes beyond where the screen is showing unless you've both jumped onto it. So that's the only reason you need a second person. Everything else, I think, in that game you can do with one person.
Okay. Well, just get Allison. I'll just drag her along behind me.
Yeah. So it might just be those side-scrolling sections where you need her to just jump in if you're struggled.
NCIS.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
The ending to that I absolutely loved.
sure.
It's like, all right, cool. We're just gonna defuse a nuclear bomb. That's fine. It's perfectly okay.
Totally normal.
Oh,
Okay, I haven't played that game, so spoilers, but whatever.
Collect those coffee cans.
for a non backwards compatible 360 game released, I think in 2007.
Yeah, around there.
Well, I've played all the other CSI games, so I assume the story was going to continue. So, I mean, thanks for ruining it for me. Thanks for ruining it for me. I know.
NCIS.
I assumed the story arcs would line up. Thanks for ruining it for me.
It's different.
It's like Fate Stay Night and like Fate Zero. Like, it's all part of the same, you know.
Moving on to my question.
It's like Tails.
Yes, exactly.
Moving on to my question. What was the first video game you felt was more a work of art and not just a game to play for something for fun? That's what I do have an answer for.
You clearly had an answer coming into this, so you go.
Papers, Please.
Okay, yeah.
It's the first game that I've actively left it and went, this has real world consequences.
Work of art?
Oh, I mean, art is not necessarily beautiful or, you know, it's impactful.
Okay. Yep.
Impactful
in that sense, I get that. Yep. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
it's being impactful beyond just being a video game entertainment.
And impactful beyond its medium.
Yes, exactly.
Yep. Okay.
Just going from an aspect of, not even thinking about yourself, thinking about your family in that game and thinking about the consequences of your actions and political landscape and everything. It's just, it was actually first type of those games that I really enjoyed. Something that I've played before, just not for achievements.
Yeah, something that's not fun but is compelling, I guess, is usually the way I would phrase it. Because not all games have to be fun, despite what Nintendo says.
I'm going for the cop-out answer. It was still fun for me, but Ori is I can't remember anything early. That's my answer for the moment until I think of something else. But Ori was just beautiful.
Moon Studios do a really good job.
Yeah, they do.
Let me think of it.
I'd be.
Maybe
have
Kingdom
they
Hearts
done
1.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's also a great game, though.
Yeah. Chain of Memory. Sorry, then.
All
right, there we go. Now I know it wasn't fun.
Yeah, no, that's not fun at all. No, I still haven't finished it.
Chain of Memories is good, but it's just one of those games where the achievements
suck.
Just
a lot. Yeah.
They're just generic RPG achievements in a game that didn't need generic RPG achievements.
Yeah. I was going to say quickly before, have Moon Studios done anything other than Ori?
No. No, that was...
Be very interested to see what they could do.
I believe that was all they've done.
Yeah, that is all they've done. Am I allowed to say Deadly Premonition?
Yeah. Yep, I can. Yes, you can.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's basically just
because there's definitely evidence that it's not fun.
Stuff. Oh yeah, I had to play that game 3 times. So,
I haven't completed the whole game, but I would say Alan Wake too.
Yeah, Alan Wake. No, don't. No, Alan Wake also. He means. Actually, Alan Wake also would be a great name for a sequel. Just.
That would have been great for the Control DLC.
Yeah, exactly.
Just of how well it feels like a Stephen King novel to me.
Yeah, no, they get the tone 100% right. And the game that isn't that much fun to play.
Catherine?
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I could definitely, yeah.
I can see that.
I mean, people would argue that the Catherine's more fun to play than it is to deal with, but...
But I think the sort of everything behind it is... it has a bit more...
Damn it, Cameron, I have to edit you out now as well as me.
Yeah. Just so you remember. Heroes, but that's you know what? Probably, and I haven't played it in since it came out on the Switch, so I don't remember. Sayonara Wild
Hearts, yeah, with
okay,
yeah,
it's Flower back on the PS3.
Another one, I know it's really wanky of me to say because we've already brought him up this episode, but Jonathan Blow's Braid.
Okay, yeah.
Is,
Fez?
Yeah, and like Fez, yeah, exactly. Like that era of sort of interesting...
Is this the episode title?
Wanky Jonathan Blow.
Wanky Joe Blow. Joe Blow buys 4 games a week.
Alright. Moving on. Adding on to Aptos. Aptos adding on to mine. Follow up. What game theme, mechanics, gameplay loop, etc. would you take from existing games to merge into your own perfect game?
So what idea would I steal?
Yep.
I mean, a lot of people said the Nemesis system, right? That was the theory, was that...
in Shadow of War...
Shadow of Mordor, and then, Shadow of War afterwards. To being like, that's going to be the next big thing, and it never really happened.
No. Look, if everything was a roguelite... If everything that could be a roguelite was a roguelite, not everything that... Matt is not very happy with that. Obviously not things like, for example, A Plague's Tale. That wouldn't work as a roguelite. But anything that could be, I would not hate it.
Yeah, I think like...
But that's very personal because that is a genre I enjoy and a genre I like. And I definitely, that is not for everyone. It literally loops the gameplay, so just bringing that back in on topic.
Yes.
Talking about gameplay loops, I would absolutely love like a story-driven Risk of Rain.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
No, I don't see that working.
The problem is that anytime you have a roguelite, it's hard to do a story because you're repeating content. So the only way to do that is for it to be...
Good way... Heart and Slash, I think, did their story well, and that you sort of discovered more as you played.
Sorry.
Like each progressive play, for example, playthrough 1, as long as you got to point A, you learnt some of the story, and then that playthrough doesn't matter how much further you got.
Yeah.
And as you...
I'll rephrase that. Take out the roguelite element.
I understand what you're saying. Take the gameplay of Risk of Rain and put it in a story-based game, but I just don't see it.
I mean, that's essentially a Metroidvania at that point, which, hey, you know what, is like one of my favorite genres, so I'm totally fine with that.
I mean, I would just love having... Because Risk of Rain is one of those games that you can play it, like, so many different ways.
Because it's a roguelite.
Because it's a roguelite.
If it had the same upgrade path every time, which, admittedly, once you get to a certain point, you should be doing the same upgrade path every time, because that's the optimal path. It takes away it would take away what you think is fun about the game.
Okay.
Like, you know what I would do? I would, because you mentioned A Plague Tale, and I realised that is almost nearly my perfect game in terms of like what really appeals to me in terms of story, characters, narrative, like the sort of setting and everything, and like the gameplay is in there. It's not overly like, it doesn't overstay its welcome with anything. It's like, it's almost perfect. That last boss fight's a bit ridiculous, but so yeah, what I would do is I would just take that game and make another one.
But instead of rats, it's large mice.
Yes, exactly. Yes, slightly different.
It's different. They're all white.
Yeah, and it's set in 2021.
It's just a bunch of lab mice that got out. And
no, it's actually bats. It's flying rats this time.
Oh,
but they fly very low to the ground.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, no, it's
low flying bats. Like, almost looks like they're walking. They're not, though. They're flying.
They're sugar gliders, actually. They're just, yeah.
That would be actually, like, taking a really adorable creature and just not making it scarier. It's still super adorable. It just kills you.
Yeah, just maims the hell out of you.
Just small Australian possums. Not your weird American ones. Small Australian ones.
Yeah, like I'm a big fan of narrative games, as we've talked about. Like the Observer stuff is 100% what I'm into. Like, I know that I'm gonna get a lot of shtick for this because it's gonna be like go watch a movie, right?
Yeah.
But I've gotten to the point where I've played so many games. I've got I've played almost every type of gameplay that I've ever, I can even think of.
Mm-hmm.
just because I've finished. I've played 1,600 games over the last 13 years.
Yeah.
Like it's like there's only so many ideas you can get out of a game, and narratives. I know there's only really 10 stories to be told, but the way that gameplay and story can interact in something like Observation or in
the Turing test.
Yeah, the Turing exactly. Yeah, like that kind of stuff where like I enjoy walking simulators with a bit more to them than say like Dear Esther.
Edith Finch.
Edith Finch is a perfect example of that. Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Even like Soul
I
Axe
still
was
hold
quite good.
Edith Finch as the best walking, quote unquote, walking sim on the market.
Yeah, I think you
I
probably
mean,
right. I'm struggling
there
to
are
think of other
certain
ones.
arguments for other titles, but that is the best one. Is my argument. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
The FMV titles that come out from Wales Interactive.
Love them.
Yeah.
They're always
the
so
way they
badly
do it.
acted, and I love it.
It's so camp. Like it's just
very camp.
yeah. So yeah, my perfect game, Valak, is life. Aftos, damn it. I looked at Valak's name.
Yeah, no, it's right there. Yeah.
Sorry. Aftos C.
See you later, because we're gonna end the show now. Actually, we got
milestones.
we got milestones, I suppose.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Do
People
we,
did
though?
things this week. It's terrible. Really quickly run through them. McLovin Legend 1 has reached 22,000 achievements earned. NBA Kirkland has hit 26,000. Congratulations. Gamerscore. Alpha Seagull has hit 50,000 Gamerscore. He was a trophy hunter that's migrated across, so good for him. Homer has hit 200,000 Gamerscore. Seamus McLimmy, he's going to hate me for that, has hit 400,000 Gamerscore and a Series X. He did get one, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
I think
he
he did.
did.
Yeah,
I
he
believe
did,
so,
yes, he
yeah.
did, yeah.
I think from Best Buy Canada, but I'm probably wrong there, but I'm pretty sure he got one. And Big L has hit 600,000 Gamerscore. Craig Kilger has hit 250 games played, whereas Retro Chief 1969 has hit 200 completed games, and our very own ZZ Urban Spaceman has hit 400 completed games. And last but not least, D Judd has hit 2,500 achievements on his win streak. So good for him, going really well. The Dark Pictures anthology is quite fun.
Yeah, that's Little Hope comes out pretty soon,
Little
doesn't
Hope
it?
comes out in October.
October 31st.
I think I'm doing my first blind co-op playthrough with Spaceman on stream, and then will you and me?
Yeah, we'll
hash it out.
actually do the proper achievement run for it and ruin the whole thing.
Yeah, by following the guide and getting all the
Yeah,
items we're
absolutely,
supposed to get. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's everything for basically 109 for all the important stuff. Now the boring stuff. If you want to send in questions to us, you can do so through the email hello@realgamerscore.com. Like Isaac, be like Isaac. Contact us on Twitter @realgamerscore. In the Discord, in our podcast questions section, discord.io/realgamerscore. It's great. Like we're really glad you guys are using it, and appreciate that you are keeping the conversation to a minimum and not just because of slow mode. If you enjoyed the episode so much you want to give us some money, you can do so at patreon.com/realgamerscore. We greatly appreciate you for keeping the lights on, and look, we couldn't do this without you, and we try to give back as much as possible. $30 is the prize for the Real Gamerscore Word Challenge. No one has it yet. I think this potentially, I don't think it's giving it away, but I think this has made it a lot easier. We'll see how we go. I think Jay Black, you have to wait for 10 other people's guesses before you can win the prize.
You have to wait till you get your Xbox Series X before you can guess.
Yeah, you can't spend the money till you get the Series X, so you can just wait. No, I would not be shocked if he got it before the episode went live somehow.
It wouldn't surprise me. He does have that clairvoyant ability.
Yeah. If you want to help out the podcast in any other way, you can do so by subscribing on iTunes or whatever podcast platform you're listening on. Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Podbeans, Apple Podcasts, whatever you listen on. Leave a review. word of mouth. Tell your friends. Tell your boosting sessions. Just anytime you have anyone who's interested in games, tell them. I think in a couple weeks' time, I'm going to have someone that is a very casual gamer on the podcast. I'm pretty sure I'm arranging that.
Stole my idea.
No, this was me talking on drunk on Friday night.
Oh no!
They were like, yeah, I want to be on. I'm like, okay, I will organize that. And when I say casual gamer, I don't think they have Gamerscore.
Okay,
gotcha. Okay.
I want to steal somebody like Nick onto the podcast. So that's you being called out, Nick.
Nick is much less casual than this person.
Poor Nick.
Is this like another you? Is this going to be too much for me to handle?
No. This is going to be, and it's not even going to be the whole show. It's probably going to be just like some of the news and what we've been playing, and just like what
milestones. What are milestones?
Yeah, so definitely not going to be on the milestones.
This sounds like a terrible idea.
It's going to go so well because it's going to be like what we've been playing. I played Animal Crossing all week,
wow.
Like something like that. It's basically Allison, but not.
I was going to say you got Allison on the show.
I was going to say
probably that's fine. I was planning on bringing her on at some point.
I still think our girlfriends should host an episode at one time.
They just need to do.
Wait a minute.
They need to do a part. It needs to be a part in this podcast. There needs to be an episode where it's them, but we don't. We just give them the news and what we've been playing that they have experienced and been around. So they can give like their side.
But now I have to edit this out because this is a really good idea that I want.
I know what's going to happen from Nikita.
Edit this out.
I know what's going to happen. It's going to be...
No, shut up. It's brilliant. We can talk about this after the show, please.
Yeah.
All right.
This brilliant idea we've had, we need to talk about after the show. Also, I need to get a partner.
Yeah, we work on that. It's fine. That's fine. You like if you got a relative or someone who can step in, it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, fantastic idea. No, I got it. I was brushing past it. Yeah, no, I got it.
God damn it, that one almost snuck by.
That was great.
I think with that...
Yeah, Cameron, how do people contact you?
You can contact me on the Twitter, where I will post amazing Dragon Ball Z references. Contact me on TA. You can contact me on Xbox. I operate under the gamertag Shadowless Space Edge. Shadowless being one word.
Space being another.
What?
Space being another, and Edge,
And then just followed by Edge. Shadowless Space Edge.
Yep, cool.
It's just like Massage.
Massage. Why did you bring that up? Why did you bring that back?
I know.
We had moved past it. Oh my god. I still can't see that as Mace J.
Every now and then I just think Massage.
Massage.
Alright, moving along. Neo, where can we find you?
Neomaster on everything. You know where to find me. And if you don't, keep it that way.
Alright. And if you want to get in contact with me, Xbox Live, Discord, Twitter, or you can message me on trueachievements.com or under ChinDocta, ChinDocta. Oh my god. I can't. I had forgotten about that, and I hate that I now have remembered it. That's episode 109. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be in your ear holes same time next week, as long as the time is like
whenever we upload this thing.
Yeah, not the same time that this goes out, just the same time that you hear it.
Yeah, exactly. You will hear it in some time in the near future, probably in like a week.
Yeah. All right. Thanks everyone. See ya.
Peace.
Peace.